Audio test, 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 audio test, mic one. Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to the Tolerance Oval here at the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Club. It's the second day of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20. One final game to be played between the Blaze and Southeast Stars. So let's take a look at the 22 yards. It's a new surface today, looking a bit drier, a bit barer. So perhaps that early movement we saw in the previous games will just die down a bit and make it more of a batting surface. So win the toss and elect to bat first would be my suggestion. Anything above 140 or 150 could be a challenging run chase. Looks an absolute belter. Should have a lot of runs in store this morning. It's toss time for the third T20 of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20 2024. Once again, I have the two captains alongside me. Leading the Blaze, we have Kirsty Gordon. Leading Southeast Stars, we have Kyra Chatley. And of course, our captain, pardon me, our match official, Mr. Harvey Boita. I hope I got the name wrong. So it's going to be Kirsty to flip. Heads. Heads is the call from the Stars, and it has come down as tails. So the Blaze, Kirsty Gordon once again won the toss. What have you decided?
We're going to have a bat.
So looking at the surface, it's a new track today. What do you make of it so far?
Yeah, it looks like a really good pitch. I thought the pitch the other day was good as well. We probably just, neither team really got a hold of it. So yeah, no, we look like we're trying to go and put a good score on the scoreboard today.
What do you have as a good score in mind?
I think you summed it up quite well in your pre-match speech. Like 150, 160 is probably looking like a decent score, but we'll see where we get to.
And of course, it is pre-season, but it always does well to start with a series win, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's nice to win games of cricket, but similar to the Stars, I reckon, like we're working on different things, and the outcome's actually less important right now. Playing different 11s, different people in different positions, so it's a good chance to experiment.
Best of luck for the game.
Thank you.
Kira, unfortunately, lost the toss. If you had won it, what would you have done?
I think pretty much the same thing, so we would have had a bowl.
So you would have wanted to go for a bowl. What do you think is a decent score to restrict the Blaze to?
I mean, if they're aiming 150, 160, I reckon anything under 140 is completely doable, but I completely back our team to chase down whatever score they get on this wicket.
You had your first go out on live grass after 3 or 4 months on Thursday. How are the recovery levels? How are you recuperating after that?
I think we're not too bad. We had a nice rest day at the beach yesterday, bit of team bonding, but yeah, we're ready to go today.
Best of luck for the game, Kira.
Thank you.
Right then, news from the centre. The Blaze have won the toss once again, and this time they've elected to bat first.
It was on TV for those who watched. So, who's the Blazers captain? actually full and bare butt. He comes out wearing I'm not a betting man. Well, unfortunately, we got delayed, so we missed our flight. Lovely roller second line.
Well, good morning, cricket fans, and a very warm welcome back to the Tolerance Oval here at the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub. It is the finale of the 2024 Abu Dhabi Women's T20. Southeast Stars versus the Blaze. The Blaze once again winning a toss and electing to this time bat first. So we have the two Blaze openers out there in the middle. Well, like Kirsty Gordon, the captain of the Blaze, mentioned at the toss, it's just pre-season, but it's always a good feeling to start with a victory. Rihanna McDonald-Gay with the new ball in hand for the Southeast Stars, and that's a beautiful square drive. And absolutely no chance on this glorious Tolerance Oval outfield. It will be the first boundary of the morning. Honours even on the first day of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20. One win apiece. So this is for all the marbles, so to speak. And perhaps, like Kirsty mentioned, a score of 140, 150. It is a dryish wicket here. slightly brownish as compared to the one we had on day one of the tournament. So maybe some tough going here for the fast bowlers who were very impactful in the first two T20s of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20. So Rihanna McDonald-Gay with a steady first over. And the Blaze, well, thankfully, a much better start this morning here at the Tolerance Oval. Just to run through the two playing 11s for you. For the Blaze, it's going to be Beth Harmer and Michaela Kirk. Ella Claridge, Catherine Bryce, Brianna Ray, Annie Williams, Teresa Graves, Sarah Bryce, the wicket-keeper, and the stand-in captain in the previous game. Then you have, of course, Kirsty Gordon, the skipper. Then Josie Groves and Cassidy McCarthy and Rhiannon Noling-Davies into the side 10. This morning.
Two ever so slightly.
It's going to be Phoebe Franklin.
That is middle.
Taking the new ball once again for the South East Stars.
Bowling actions, right arm over.
The Stars lineup as well. We have Rihanna McDonald-Gay, Ailish Cranstone, Kyra Chatley, of course, the skipper, Phoebe Franklin, Emma Jones, Kelly Moore, Alice Davidson-Richards, Danny Gregory, Tilly Courtine-Coleman, Priyanaz Chatterjee, and Bethan Miles. And then you have Alexa Stonehouse, Claudie Cooper, and of course, Charlotte Lambert to complete the entire squad. So Phoebe Franklin had a fantastic first game, got runs and wickets under her belt. Will be looking to continue that good pre-season form. Good areas to start, probing away on that foolish length. That's what you need to do on a dry surface. Try to bowl full, wicket to wicket, keep a lid on the scoring. Even though there were two low-scoring games, both sides batted quite aggressively in the power play. Got off to good starts, and just when the spinners came on, that's when the going got a bit tough. Bit of an inside edge, worked away towards square leg for a single. Not going to get anything more than that for now. So there's a square leg in position, and of course the deep third. Orthodox fast bowlers field for Franklin. Michaela Kirk and of course Beth Harmer opening the innings together. Good to see that slip in place as well. Looking to be positive and attacking in the power play. Looking for early wickets once more. And she's hammered it just over the mid-off. Will it carry all the way? Yes, it will. No chance for Priyanaz. That is the second boundary of the day for Beth Harmer, who's looking very positive out there. And that is the feedback I got throughout the two games we had on Thursday. They want to be aggressive. They want to play their brand of positive cricket, and they don't want to change their approach no matter what. Losing wickets in a heap, it's not a problem. We don't want to change our mindset. Played away square this time. There is that fielder, Danny Gregory, I believe, out there. Great arm. That was a rocket throw coming in very quickly. And that really has been the cricketing culture of English cricket, I would say, for the last 2 or 3 years. That Baz ball approach, that's become quite eye-catching for the fans and the players alike. Oh, this has been spliced towards extra cover, and that will be the first wicket to depart. Michaela Kirk playing across the line against the new ball. There's always risk involved. And Phoebe Franklin strikes in a first over once again. So an opportunity missed by Michaela.
29. Thank you.
Simple catch taken at extra.
29.
And the South East Stars have their first wicket after 2 overs of power play. The Blaze are 10 for 1.
Facing left-handed. I'm like, over, okay, left hand, I'll go the other side. Should just run. You know, you get some of those players. Okay, anyway.
Right, so she's at your end. Over, yep. Tis.
Let's go team. It's a little bit like team. I was like, go well. Over. Yeah. I don't want to bowl anymore. Yeah, I'm done.
So yet another early wicket falling in the power play for the Blaze. New batter coming in is Ella Claridge. Was looking decent in the second game, couldn't quite kick on. Oh, that's a cracking delivery from Rihanna. How did that miss the leg stump? And you can see she enjoyed that one for sure. Absolute ripper. Somehow finding that minute gap between the leg stump and the pad. Just going over the bails. Brilliant delivery. Nice looking push into the covers. So Beth Harmer looking busy at the crease. 10 of 10 is a good start. We have seen it's not an easy surface to bat on here at the Tolerance Oval. There's something certainly in there for the fast bowlers and spinners alike. Trying to target that front pad again. It was only, I would say, Catherine Bryce in the previous game and Teresa Graves in the first T20, who looked like they adapted very quickly to the wicket. That's the value of experience, isn't it? Seasoned campaigners both. Trying to just flip that over the fine leg. Just hurrying on to Ella there. So we have Catherine Bryce listed to come in at number 4. And we have Brianna Ray into the side this morning for the Blaze. Oh, beautifully picked up towards square leg. That is a clean strike. Deserved a lot more for sure. Really read that length quickly. But once again, Rihanna McDonald-Gay having an impact. Genuine all-rounder, part of the England A squad that is going to be touring New Zealand. And Kirsty Gordon, in fact, the captain of the Blaze, will be leading that side. So plenty of international pedigree on show here at the Abu Dhabi Women's T20. We have, of course, ADR, Alice Davidson Richards as well. Just recently played a one-day game for England women. Hard-hitting all-rounder. Oh, struck on the pad. Big appeal. I think there may be a hint of an inside edge. They're waiting for the umpire's signal. Yeah. No, it's a leg by, so perhaps just missing leg. Once again, getting that seam movement is Rihanna McDonald-Gay. And the lines have been excellent. Cagey start here for the Blaze. But thanks mainly to some outstanding seam bowling. Low full toss, maximized. Yeah, you can see Beth disappointed with herself on missing out on that one. So after 3 overs, the Blaze are 16 for 1.
And then just the ring field for third point extra. Yeah, just
Okay. Right arm over?
yes. Can I give you this as well, please?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
and your number? 18, thank you.
Um,
Change of bowler, number 18.
So disappointment for Michaela Kirk, 1 off 4.
That's middle stump.
Brilliant delivery from Phoebe Franklin. Just getting that late swing.
We've got to change of bowler, same
Cat
action.
ballooned up to extra cover. And she's only getting the 1 over, interestingly. It's going to be Priyanaz Chatterjee coming into the attack. Well, I saw her marking out her run-up yesterday, but didn't get much of a bowl. Full opportunity this morning. Let's see if she can get that new white ball to just move in the air or off the seam. Oh, beautifully flicked away over fine leg. And that is going to crash into the boundary in a flash. Bit of a loosener, to say the least, from Priyanaz. And Ella Claret said, thank you very much. I'll just flip this over fine leg for a easy 4. That will give her some much needed confidence. The batters have had a bit of a struggle coming out of pre-season training, out on live grass after 3 or 4 months. There's certainly an adjustment period. That's the right approach. Hit a boundary, get to the non-striker's end as quickly as possible. The Blaze, of course, had a fantastic domestic season last year in English cricket. Reached the final of the Charlotte Edwards Cup
That is middle stump.
and the RHF Trophy. Desperately unlucky to miss out on both titles, losing to the Southern Vipers in both. Hit in the air, just short of the mid-off. Shy at the stumps. That was touch and go. Beth Harmer running with the shot. I think she just about made it in time. Good to see. No harm done between the two. But it's a decent start for sure here for the Blaze. Just need one of the batters to really apply themselves after the power play. That will be the key.
White ball.
Down the leg once again. And of course you can live stream all of the action of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20 on the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub YouTube channel. Plenty of keen interest in this pre-season tour. And a great opportunity to get some much needed game time. Beautifully bowled. That's the channel Priyanaz wants to be operating in. And it's been a very regular occurrence to have the English county sides, the domestic teams doing pre-season tours of the UAE. The likes of Sussex and Lancashire have been here regularly in the past, and it's brilliant to see the women's teams are also coming over.
White ball.
It's a great exercise in team bonding, and of course get a bit of a kick start to your preparations for the what is a pretty long English domestic season now. Action begins in about mid to late April and can run all the way into October. So much cricket being played in England these days. It's a wonderful sight indeed. On the pads, wristily flicked around the corner. Well, she does play that shot really well. Ella Claridge, another boundary. Priyanaz once again straying down the leg side, a bit too full as well. And nicely put away. No chance for Danny Gregory at square leg at all. It's a very, very quick outfield here at the Tolerance Oval. Just having a word with that square leg fielder perhaps to get her a bit finer. But honestly, those are not the lines you need to be bowling. That's better. Middle and off. Good fielding at short mid wicket by Franklin. They will scamper through for a quick single though. So 13 runs off the over. The Blaze on the move. 29 for 1 after 4 overs of power play. Taking a look at the bowling analysis then. Phoebe Franklin once again striking immediately in her first over. Rihanna bowling interesting spell, 2 overs, none for 9.
Bowling change.
Early days just yet. Slightly expensive in the first over.
I don't want to. Yeah,
Looks like it's going to be Tilly, 14, Coleman coming on to bowl. Had a fantastic first game. I believe she picked up 3 wickets if I'm not wrong.
Bye.
We'll be looking to continue that
Do I not want?
wicket-taking form. We've seen the finger spinners have had a major impact throughout the 2 games on Thursday. We do get these dryish, crusty surfaces here at the Zayed Cricket Club and Cricket Stadium. That's a great start. Look at that. Turn and bounce immediately. Get that slip fielder in there. Nicely chopped away to point and good fielding as well. Was travelling. Beth Harmer and Ella Claridge looking to build a partnership. Ella looking good at the crease. Feet are moving nicely. Harmer taking a page out of her playbook as well. Getting the pitch of the ball. Oh, here we go. Here comes the ramp. Very nicely played indeed. Won't go all the way. That's excellent fielding, keeping them to 1. That's what I've really noticed. The side's very proactive, very busy at the crease. Always looking to go after the bowling. That's the right approach. Oh, she's lofted it straight. Wasn't the cleanest connection, but the placement was perfect.
Is that what she...
Just between the bowler and the mid-off fielder, and has gone all the way for 4. Ella Claridge dealing in boundaries. That's a 3rd of the morning. This is a great start for the place. Somebody in the top order just apply themselves, get a big score. Yeah, very nicely played.
Over.
Tilly, 14 Coleman here. 7 runs off the over. Final over of power play coming up. It's 36 for 1.
Score is number 10 returning from my end.
So Phoebe Franklin into her 2nd over. Productive first one. And I think the Stars may be hunting for another wicket here. Oh, it's a leading edge. Just beyond the short 3rd. And it's gone all the way for 4 in fact. Well, didn't know much about that one, Ella Claridge, but however they come. Getting across the line, that is dangerous for sure. Phoebe is just getting that late away swing from the right-hand batters. Moved into the 20s very quickly. Oh, that's a hit-me delivery. And no chance for the square leg once more. Back-to-back boundaries. So Ella Claridge is well and truly on the move. 25 of 14. Sharon Frederick has just gone beyond 8 runs per over. I am absolutely delighted to welcome back my regular co-commentator. Good morning, Miss Lucy Higham. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
You just couldn't resist.
Well, I just thought you'd miss me so much.
I did. I most certainly did. I certainly am. Well, first of all, how was your Friday yesterday? Some time off?
Yeah, had a lovely bit of time off actually. What did we do? Went back. I got in the sea, had a bit of a swim. Did a bit of sunbathing. Tried to bronze myself a little bit, so it looks like I've been away. And then went to a lovely sushi bar actually with some of the girls, which was nice. Had an early night.
It was pretty boring.
Nice.
I was just waiting to get back to the tolerance over here. Meanwhile, Ella Claridge and Beth Harmer building up a very decent partnership, very similar to ours. 44 for 1. Current run rate just a tick below 8. Not a bad start at all.
No, they played nicely, these two. Again, I think they complement, similar to how Sarah Rice batted yesterday. To hit quite straight, so it looks like a good. I mean, it looked like a good win yesterday. But get out of this power play 1 down and then look to accelerate through the middle.
So what has been the early feedback? What would be a reasonable target here on batting first?
I don't actually know, to be honest. I've not actually spoken.
That's what
to
we
them.
like, your brutal honesty.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, this has been heaved away over mid-wicket. That's a brilliant hit. And Ella Claridge is absolutely off to a storming start here. Yet another boundary, the over 3 to be precise. 48 for 1 at the end of the power play. So far looking great.
Yeah, looking really good, really strong start. Quite low risk cricket, but again really positive. Which I think both teams batted really positively in the power play. I think now the big test is going to be kind of this middle stint of 6
Power play signal coming.
Is trying to continue to be positive, pick the bowlers, pick your options without kind of sort of having a lot of collapses.
Actually, the message coming in from both respective captains was we don't want to change our game. Kirsty, even though she said, yeah, we collapsed, but we're not going to shy away from attacking the bowling. So is that been a conscious decision throughout from the team management that we have to look to play attacking cricket no matter what the match situation?
Yeah, I think it's definitely what it's been about, is being really positive all the way through the game. It's really easy when I guess first game of the year, first game of 24 season, you don't have a good outcome, it can quite easy to change things, but you've got a really clear game plan, and it's just down to execution. I think you've got to be brave, the way that the game's going, can start making big scores, good pitches to win games, so yeah, I think teams are going to have to change the way they play.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's going to be Tilly Coleman, the left arm spinner. Coming in for her second over. First one was alright, got a bit of turn and bounce. There's that highish delivery as well to that ball really flying in the air. And that Lucy really enjoyed putting on the surface, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would have. I got some mixed reviews. It'd be interesting to see what kind of you thought. I didn't. Obviously, we're sat kind of at mid-off, so we couldn't actually see a lot of spin. I think Jace has spun a few. Was there a lot of turn yesterday, or was this a? Oh, that's a good option.
Well, a reverse sweep attempted from Beth Harmer, and well, I think she may have gotten herself stumped here, waiting for the umpire's decision. I think this may be going upstairs, or is Beth slowly trudging back to the dugout? Well, got in there for Marie Kelly, bowled really well. A lot of overspin, got that extra bounce, but it does look like Beth has, in fact, been stumped. Great piece of wicket keeping.
Yeah, nice. And then
All died on a little bit. That game down there.
good lane. And taking a nice
All folding up a little bit at the game and a bit the other game.
Yeah.
nice big wicket.
Yeah.
I don't mind that option.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I wanted to show you the other ones.
Something working on it.
No, it hasn't. That's true. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Wide ball cricket. It's the finger spinners. Trying to get those runs behind square, especially on a slowish track. So Catherine Bryce coming in at number 4. Very experienced campaigner, isn't she?
Yeah, played a lot of cricket. Probably with Kirsty, our most experienced player. She's only 26 years of age.
I think it's good.
But yeah, she's a very good cricketer. She's a very smart cricketer. Plays the game in a great way. Will go play strong shots, but also has got the ramps and the little flicks and the nurdles. So she's a nightmare to bowl spin at. Actually.
Yeah, that seems so.
Kind of a big wicket. You often need a short third and 45. Manipulates gets the field well, and she'll communicate well with Ella Claridge. So this could be a really big partnership for us now, actually, to see how these do back for the next kind of 3-4 overs.
And of course, very good in-swing bowler as well.
Yeah, a lot of variation as well. Sometimes people forget about.
Nicely chopped away, and immediately off the mark is Catherine Bryce. So, who's more of a mate? Is it Catherine or Sarah? Who's more of a mate in the team?
Oh, well, I love them both equally. Obviously, I don't have favourites.
Very diplomatic. That's not the Lucy Higham I know.
Yeah, but I'm rooming with Sarah, so
Okay.
I've got a very good relationship with both of them. Catherine's been away in Australia all year, so I'm going to say Sarah for now. Sarah just pips it. That's what I'm sure.
Oh, that's a brilliant drive through extra cover. Ella Claridge using her feet, getting to the pitch of the ball, and that's been crashed through extra cover for a boundary. So 50 up for the Blaze in 6.4 overs, 53 for 2. After 6.4, you will take that at this stage, Lucy.
Yeah, definitely. If we can put these spinners under pressure, spin definitely looks harder to get away than seam. So the more we can manipulate the field against the spin, the better it will be.
33 of 19, back cut away, behind point, and this could be the second boundary of the over. Yes, indeed, that is a top shot from Ella Claridge.
Yeah, interesting. Yesterday obviously I've not been out there, so it's hard to tell. But yesterday we spoke about the slower it being, the harder it looks to hit. She's got a bit quick there, a little bit short. It's given Ella Claridge time to go back and cut, which is definitely her strength. I think the spin got to be smarter, varying the pace, but she might want to take a bit of pace off here and try and challenge a big shot with some fields out.
57 off 20, lofted towards the mid-on. And oh, it's a misfield. Well, when it rains, it pours. It's the third boundary on the trot for Ella Claridge as she sails into the 40s. That's a brilliant over for the Blaze. 61 for 2 after 7. So tell us more about how your home ground, what's the pitch like over there in England?
Yeah, playing at Trent Bridge it's a very good ground to play at. Pretty short boundaries, depending on, because they play so much cricket. The square goes all the way along, so the outfield is absolutely rapid. First game of the season we thought it would be absolute road, but we played on a used wicket and it spun. I quite enjoyed bowling on that wicket personally. But I played in the first year of the 100, I was there at Trent Rockets, and it was like a hybrid road, like not a nice place to bowl spin.
Shorter leg side boundary.
Yeah, tough to bowl spin, but yeah, I mean the ground stuff there are absolutely phenomenal. So we always play on good wickets there, and I mean, I think like 5 years ago there wasn't a game of women's cricket that we played at Trent Bridge. So now to be playing 90% of our games on first class grounds is.
A bit of a leading edge, just over ADR there. And a great effort though. But it seems like the rump of the green is your side's way so far.
Yeah, ADR. Oh, I don't know if she's limping a bit there. I'm not sure if she's had a bit of a heavy landing.
Yeah,
one of the best people going around, despite playing for the wrong team. Great human ADR. But yeah, this is another, I keep saying the big spell, but very experienced cricketer, a lot of variation. So if there's anything to get out of this pitch for a seamer, Alice will probably be the one to do that.
Trying to target the stumps, beautifully flicked away towards that square leg boundary. 2 fielders set out after the power play restrictions. Single. No, haven't taken 2. In fact, they have. That's brilliant running between the wickets. So looking forward to the first half century of the tour for a Blaze battle.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Let's not put the knockers on her.
Yeah, that's definitely commentator's curse, what you've just hit us with there. Thanks for that one.
No, do you believe in the commentator's curse though?
Well, I don't often do commentary. So
Yeah, we've seen the results so far.
I don't know. I'm going to go with maybe I'll be a bit fresh luck and there's no commentator's curse. I'm actually a very superstitious person, so I won't be saying it.
Really? What
Yeah,
are the
it's
superstitions
terrible.
you have?
Oh, I've got some weird, like,
Put your left sock on or your
right,
left pad
everything
on.
goes on the right side of my body first.
Nicely pulled away, but there is protection out in the deep. And they'll stick to a single. So that 41 of 21.
But I think, sorry, just going back to kind of plans, that's what our seamers group spoke about yesterday. The boundaries are short straight and they both go downhill. It's kind of played a little bit of a bowl, isn't it? So people trying to hit the pitch and getting hit square looks much harder, especially with the breeze kind of going gently across the ground. So I think if ADR can keep banging it in on a length and getting people to hit square, she's going to be in the game here.
Beautiful delivery right in the channel. Outside off for that moving drive through extra. So tell us more about your personal superstitions.
Yeah, so my family's nutting because when I go home, Dad turns the TV up and it has to be on an even number.
Yeah, I'm one of those as well.
Can't do an odd number. But my playing number is odd, so that makes no sense. So that's a bit silly. And then everything on the right side of my body first, like contact lens, right eye, left eye, socks.
Well, it's worked for you so far, so fair enough.
Yeah, it's the little things in life, isn't it? I probably do need to get over it, but here we are.
Yeah, we all have our ticks, we all have
We
our
do.
things. So 63 for 2, current run rate going along very nicely. Looking at that score of 150 plus, I think that'll certainly be a handy score. We've seen it's not so easy batting through the middle overs phase, and the Blaze have a lot of quality in the bowling attack as well. Chopped away. Oh, brilliant fielding at backward point. Needed to get a hand on that one. And it'll only be a single, so steady. First over from ADR, 3 runs off it. 64 for 2 after 8 overs. Looks like the batters are pretty much locked in after that first go out.
Yeah,
on Thursday.
Catherine's come in and rotated strike nicely, hasn't she? She's sometimes when you lose a wicket and you've got a player going. Ella Claridge obviously batting with a lot of momentum, so Catherine Bryce's biggest job is to come in and just get Ella Claridge back on strike and try and give her the momentum back. It was a strong batting lineup, to be fair, for the girls today, so yeah, Ella Claridge needs to keep taking as much strike as possible.
Well, we've already seen what Sarah Bryce and Teresa Graves can do, but Brianna Ray is a new name in the side today. Tell us more about her.
Yeah, she's come up from the academy, good player, bowls a skiddy seam. Just come back from a back injury, so she is not bowling, I don't think, she says. But gives it a good whack. So her and Josie Groves will kind of look, if we can keep batting, and they can look to finish this innings. We've also got Sarah Bryce coming in next, and then yeah, she's a good player, a very, very good fielder. She's got a bullet arm and throws herself around, so good to see her. And she was in at backward point yesterday. But yeah, I like the way she plays the game. She's very positive. She gives good energy, and I think that's what you want from someone coming into the group.
So Bethan Miles into the attack, and that's a brilliant drive through extra cover. Long chase, and she'll have to give it up. It's the first boundary of the morning for Catherine Bryce. That was glorious.
That was a lovely shot. I mean, probably a bit harsh for me. Probably not what you want from your extra cover fielder there. It's a touch full, but she's tried to toss it up and get any spin out of the pitch, which I think is the right thing to do. She's kind of gone through extra cover there. But it'll be interesting to see how she comes back here. Kind of bowls left arm skiddy into the wicket. It doesn't give you a lot of width.
This time straying down the leg side will be another single added to the score in the form of wides. So back to your rehab, Lucy. When are you fully expected to take to the field?
That's a good question. I'm hoping end of March to start of April, middle of April. So I think our season
just
starts
before the season then.
On the 21st maybe. I could have plucked that number out of thin air, but
yeah, I know, you're right.
Yeah. It's good that you know that more than I do actually. But yeah, hopefully by then it's just being sensible with it.
Is the recovery, is it on track, or were you delayed, or?
It's probably taken a week or two to hit currently, but that's to be expected. Obviously no rehab is often linear, which is fine.
Oh, that's a brilliant shot from Catherine Bryce, lofting the mid-off fielder. And the boundary count from the Blaze has been very high indeed this morning. Seems to be a persistent game plan, looking to go hard after the finger spinners.
Yeah, I think that's something we did really well. I know when Teresa and Catherine batted yesterday, they hit, I think, 9 boundaries in 13 balls, which if you can do that, you basically grab all the momentum. And in T20 cricket, when such a short format, it's just kind of the bits we do around that, but it's a really low risk shot from Catherine there. She's come down and managed to hold her shape brilliantly to hit it over mid-off. So yeah, hopefully she keeps going and bats with the same positivity, and we should put a good score on here.
It certainly is looking ominous here for the Southeast Stars. Trying to be a bit fanciful there, but beautifully bowled. Very slow in the air from Bethan Miles. I think she just spotted her moving around in the crease and really threw it slower and wider off.
Yeah, good cricket there. Good bowling from Bethan Miles to see that. Catherine, great option. So just bought square up to put long off back off that last ball. She just tried to hit it over square.
Using her feet again and driven through extra cover. Long chase for the cover sweeper. Just about gets around in time. Danny Gregory, great effort. But they will pick up a couple. So yet another productive over here for the Blaze. 13 taken off it. 77 for 2. We're nearing the halfway stage. So Lucy Higham, are you a bit of a stato? Do you know all your stats, or are you a bit of a nerd in that regard?
I like to have a look. I'm a big write down of things. I've not actually written anything down, so I was just trying to actually look and predict who was going to bowl. Because obviously we play so much cricket against each other, but because it's friendlies, people are obviously rotating squads, and certain people will be on the pitch but not bowling.
There was a very glint of a very evil smile there, friendly, when you said friendly. So it doesn't feel friendly at all. But who is one of your better mates in the Southeast Star squads?
I'm quite lucky. I've played with, very fortunate to play with. I played with Alice Davison-Richards in the 100. I played with her for a couple of years. First time I spent quite a bit of time with Ailish Cranstone last year in the 100 as well, with both the Superchargers. Went to university with Paige Schofield, so I've known her, and Phoebe Franklin, so I've known them for kind of 7, 8 years. So yeah, but they're a really nice group of girls, which.
Oh, appeal, a long appeal, but I think that's perhaps just missing that leg stick there. Good attempted Yorker there from ADR. So everyone's pretty much on pretty good terms. Do you have a bit of a needle with some players as well?
I personally don't.
Not in their squad generally, I'm saying.
I don't think so. No, there's certain people. I think we're obviously very competitive, and I think to play this level of cricket, you have to be competitive. So there's certain people when you get on the pitch. I mean, I, for instance, would hate to play against Kirsty Gordon because she gives so much chat and gets severe white line fever. But no, I think it's all in the spirit of the game, isn't it? I can't say there's anyone across any of the regions that plays the game in the wrong spirit. And that's what you want when you're out in the middle. You want it to be competitive, and you want people to kind of get stuck in a little bit. And it's what every team will try and do. And I think that's what will get you over the line in the hard moments if you get stuck in. But no, I think everyone plays the spirit in the right game, the game in the right spirit, which can't ask much more than that.
78 for 2, beautifully back cut away behind point once again. That is perhaps the shot of the morning from Catherine Bryce. Absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that, Alice. She's bowled a lovely Yorker there, which I don't know if she hit the ground or hit a pad, but it looked pretty close. Then bowled a good bouncer, Ella Claridge, which Claridge dealt with pretty well, and then she just missed a bit wide of off stump there and being back cut through point. But it does look like the kind of pitch where if you bowl at the stumps, it is hard to get away. So I think that's what the seamers in particular need to get back to here.
Slow delivery and very full and driven down the ground. Back-to-back boundaries for Catherine Bryce. This is a rollicking start here for the Blaze. Complete 180-degree turn from the batting we saw on the first day of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20. This is glorious stuff.
Yeah, it's just a lovely cricket shot, isn't it? Slightly, I think ADR's gone back of the hand slowy there, slightly over pitched, and Catherine's just taken a step down the pitch and smashed it 3 mid-on. So, yeah, not easy.
Ominous signs here for the Stars. Current run rate is nudging towards 9 runs per over, so they're looking to go well beyond that score of 150 odd. Could be in for a big run chase in the second innings.
I think this could be a short ball here, looking at this field change. She's gone 3 leg side, fine square, cow, and a cover, and just brought third up, so could slower ball into the wicket.
Is it the double bluff maybe? Let's see what ADR has in mind. Lucy Higham reading the game.
Oh, she's gone full. Good for me.
There you go.
That's why
Nicely read.
That's why Kirsty Gordon's
Possible
the captain.
Blaze captain in the making here alongside me in the com box.
No, absolutely not. I'll leave
Why
it to
not?
After that effort. That would be my problem when I bat, is I think it's coming at my head and it's actually gone at my feet. I'll probably miss it.
Well, we were talking about chirp and of course sledging and all that stuff. Does it focus you, or could it be distracting for you as a bowler if a batter is having a chirp at you?
I quite like getting stuck in. I'm known in the team as a bit of a green, which is like, doesn't really like to get involved in conflict. But on the pitch, I think, like, if someone's going to chirp you, it means you're winning the battle.
Oh, that has been smacked towards mid-wicket, but just picks out the fielder there. Well struck indeed. 88 for 2 at the halfway stage. Lucy Higham, I'd like to thank you so much for your time. And do you want to continue or do you want to take a break? It's totally up to you. I think the vibe we have in the com box is brilliant, so it's
I'll stay for a bit. I'll give you a bit of company.
Brilliant.
I'll let you do
Enjoy the company, enjoying the conversation. 88 for 2 at the halfway stage. What is the score you're looking at right now?
What are we on? 88. Double it. 160, 170. I think one. I'd be disappointed. Well, that's a bit harsh, actually. I probably shouldn't say that, should I? I think
you can say whatever you like.
I can't.
You have free license.
I definitely don't have free license, I tell you. I'll get some passes, I'll get some messages being like, can't say that. Yeah, so doubling it at 160, but we've got some big hitters, and we've still got a lot of batting to come. So, yeah, 160 plus 170, I think, would be a very competitive score. And it's probably what we both thought was par yesterday, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant partnership here between Claridge and Bryce, and we still have Sarah Bryce to come in as well. You mentioned Josie Groves. Well, we saw her brilliant leg break, but she, like you mentioned, she can bat as well, strike the ball big.
Yeah, she's so fearless. She's got a really clear way that she bats, and it is. She actually has worked a lot on her defensive game, which we take the mick out of her a little bit, but she now picks the right ball, but she hits it a long way. She hit was it kind of like a slog sweep over here yesterday for a huge six. So she's one of the cleanest strikers of a young player that I've seen, and she's got a lot of potential. Yeah, works incredibly hard, so you can't really ask much more, to be honest.
Priyanas Chatterjee back into the attack after the drinks break and smacked away towards a mid-wicket and will be cleaned up eventually.
I think you've got to try and catch that at this point in the game.
Yeah, they certainly need something to go their way here, the Stars.
There's been a few. They've fielded unbelievable. Their ground fielding's been unbelievable, the Stars. Like, they've thrown themselves around. Their effort's been top draw. But I think as a fielding coach there, are you saying, at this point in the game, we're 89 for 2 after 10, you say, give it a go. If you miss it, you know what, fine, fair enough. But potentially a little bit of a dive there. Potentially a bit harsh from me, but give it a go. If it goes for 4, it goes for 4.
Oh, here comes the scoop once again, but this goes a bit squarer than she would have liked.
She's snooker cuter, hasn't she?
So has there been a concerted change in the strategy from, of course, reaching to a finals last season? So you did plenty of things right, but of course this season you want to go all the way. Has there been a change in the mindset brought in by the management or the coaching staff?
Yeah.
You feel something different?
Yeah, I think it's definitely been a lot about positivity, and the batters have done a lot of work on how they want to play the game. I have not been privy to those batting chats, as I don't fall into the category of the batters.
You're
the
not in
batters
those group
meeting.
chats.
No, I'm not in the batting meeting, which I'm slightly put out about, actually, to be quite honest. But you know.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
If you're listening, the coaching staff and management of the
Get
place.
me in those batting chats.
Yeah, she might not be able to contribute, but she'd like to be involved.
Yeah, but to be fair, there was a nice like a blueprint put out of kind of how we wanted to play the game.
So what is the message to the finger spinners?
Oh, the bowlers.
Are you allowed
We've
to
not
share
done.
that
We've
on
not done
air?
a bowling one actually. Maybe that's what we need.
Oh, she's nutmegged her, in fact, through the legs. Beautifully disguised slower ball from Priyanas. And that could be something the fast bowlers rely on. Those changes of pace, back of the hand stuff as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think variations. It looks like if you bowl in pace on here on a good length, you're going to get pumped. So it is variations. But I think as a bowling unit, we just try and be aggressive, and I think that's something Kirsty Gordon's brought into the game with her captaincy, is kind of aggressive fields, aggressive mindset, and try and take wickets.
Hit towards that mid off and just clearing her, and that will be 50 for Ella Claridge. Celebrations in the com box from Lucy Higham, the first half century of the tour, and that has been an outstanding knock of just 28 deliveries.
Yeah, she's batted beautifully, hasn't she? Run rate, strike rate of pretty much 200, just under 200. Again, low risk cricket, like that's a lovely shot, slightly full, outside off. She's not trying to manufacture anything, she's just held a shape and hit it over mid off.
And 10 boundaries in that knock, so like you mentioned, there's been just a lot of pleasing shots, orthodox cricket, picking the gaps, got a few freebies on the leg stump as well, but you certainly need to put those away as well. Current run rate of 8.8 is doing very nicely indeed. And perhaps this pitch is also playing a bit better than the one we saw on the first morning of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20 at the end of 11 overs. The Blaze 96 for 2. So let's get back to discussing Lucy Higham. I think that's your favorite topic as well.
Oh, I'm not sure it is. Let's talk about the game.
What are your interests beyond cricket? Or are you a complete cricket nut, cricket nerd like Michael Hussey? All you do is obsess over the game.
I do watch a lot of cricket. I've got a housemate that before he moved in knew nothing about cricket, so he's had a steep learning curve of if you come down and I'm in the house, the cricket is on. But any sport, a lot of rugby, we're a big football family, so watch a lot of football.
Who do you support in football?
I support Manchester United, which,
How
yeah,
boring.
I know.
You're such a cliche.
Yeah, all right. Well, my mum and my grandma supports Manchester United. My dad, I'm actually from Leicester. My dad has had a
The
season
Foxes.
yeah, he's had a season ticket to Leicester since he was, well, for a long time now. So he keeps saying he'd beat us, but I say we've got to get back in the Premier League to beat us.
Do you have any views on the current state of Man United?
Oh, I don't know if that's a good topic to talk about.
This might get R-rated. Meanwhile, another beautiful lofted shot, this time coming in from Catherine Bryce. The footwork and the placement, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, again, just playing to his strengths, coming down, hitting strong shots down the ground. And I think when you play on a wicket that's good and you're playing on a really quick outfield, if you play strong shots as a batter, you're going to get your reward. She's not looked to play across the line. Again, similar to Ella Claridge, should come down, strong shot, and the boundaries are flowing. I'll be interested to see how many dot balls there have been in this innings, actually. I think the boundary count's pretty high, but today we've looked to rotate the strike nicely when it's not there, and I think that's what's ticked us up to a good run rate.
So the 100 has come up, and the reverse.
That's
Outstanding
ridiculous.
execution once again. Catherine Bryce. Well, she's playing all the shots this morning.
I think Bethan Miles is a bit sick of this now. She's bowled a good ball being hit down the ground before. She's tried to take a bit of pace off, go a bit slower, and she's been reverse swept over backward point before.
So 33 of 1900 up for the Blaze in just the 12th over. And well, I'm sure as a finger spinner yourself, you must have had some of those annoying reverses played off you as well. Just going beyond the point fielder. How frustrating can that prove to be?
Oh, really frustrating. But I think she's got to change something here. Like, go round the wicket. She's obviously brought square leg up, which I think Ella Claridge, if this square leg doesn't go back, might be looking to go across the stumps and hit it over square leg here, or get the big sweep out. But go round the wicket. I'm not sure how many I'm sure they're having conversations on the pitch, but.
Oh, almost yorked herself. They're very lucky. All three sticks were exposed. And like you mentioned, with that move, with the square leg coming in, she's certainly looking to access the leg side. But this partnership is proving difficult to dislodge here for the Southeast Stars. Kira Chatley will need to get her thinking cap on below the helmet. Involved in the action as the wicketkeeper, of course. And another reverse, this time a bit top edgy. And will clear the short third once again. She does that with eerie regularity and always gets the boundary.
Yeah, it looks high risk. And her Bess Heath Northern Diamonds players just started playing for England. So one of her shots actually is a complete switch hit with her hands, but she hits it for 6, like Phoebe Litchfield. And it makes it so hard to bowl at because she's brought a square up, so she's now having to go outside off stump. And Catherine Bryce has gone, well, joke's on you because I'm going to just play left-handed.
Yeah,
hit it
well,
the other
what's
way.
your opinion on that? Should that be allowed? Because there's been a bit of a debate going on in that regards to completely switching your feet or your hands. Outside edge and past the short third again. A streaky boundary, not quite. Good fielding there. I think it's big Charlotte Lambert who got down. Well, she bowled a very fiery spell yesterday. Wasn't particularly accurate, but
Yeah,
she
she bowled
certainly
sharp.
has. She is sharp indeed. A great prospect for the Southeast Stars. Perhaps if she would have been involved or they can get her on to bowl, could make the change. 112 for 2 after 12 overs. Current run rate of 9.3. Plenty of bowling options tried there. Lucy Higham, get your thinking cap on, your captaincy. Get your strategy out. Who would you bring in next to try to dislodge this partnership?
It's really hard, isn't it? Because I would chuck the ball to a Lambert or even a Danny Gregory. I don't actually know if she's on the pitch currently. But bowls kind of top spinny leg spin, which a bit of bounce. Bit similar to Marie Kelly yesterday. If she gets that bounce, it's going to be hard to hit. But I'm not sure if we're limited on who's allowed to bowl in this game. But Phoebe Franklin's brought herself back on now. Very experienced campaigner, bowls with a lot of variation as well. So she'll try and target stumps here.
Slower delivery to start and read like a book and pumped through extra cover. A boundary to greet Phoebe Franklin. And Ella Claridge, well, how much time have we got? She's on 55. We're in the start of the 13th over. Could we see 100 in a T20 game?
Wow, never say never. She keeps going the way she's going. It just shows, though, on this pitch, if you bowl in two sides of the wicket, your margin for error is very, very minimal.
It's absolutely non-existent right now, especially to Ella Claridge. And she's driven it through a wideish mid-wicket. There is some protection down the ground, so we'll keep it to a single. And even Catherine Bryce, in the blink of an eye, has moved into the 14th. This is incredible batting.
Yeah, a bit of a silent assassin, Catherine Bryce. You know, she just kind of goes about her business. She's very calm, and she's calm on and off the pitch. We call it a very laid-back character. But then you look up, and she's 40 off 22.
And this could be 46. Hard hit, but there is a long on in position.
Good catch.
And a great catch taken.
That
was, yeah, great catch taken by Stonehouse, and a much needed breakthrough here for the Blaze. But well played, Catherine Bryce. Like you mentioned, quietly but very efficiently, she got a quick fire 40 of just 23 deliveries. What a knock.
Yeah, great knock. Great knock from Catherine. She complimented Ella Claridge really well. And again, it goes back to what we were saying at the start of her innings. She was 3 off 6, giving Ella Claridge a strike, got herself in. And I think Ella Claridge had a few dot balls, and Catherine Bryce has gone, I'll put my hand up here and take back some of that momentum and keep going.
I like these.
So change of batting order here
Trademark.
from the Blaze. Sent Brianna Ray in ahead of Sarah Bryce, who I think was listed to come in next, but I actually haven't looked at the scorecard, so I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They had Sarah and somebody else listed above her as well. So Brianna Ray getting a pretty notable promotion, and rightly so. It's pre-season. You want everybody to get a knock in, get an opportunity in as well. So let's see what Brianna Ray can produce. Yes, she was just promoted ahead of Sarah Bryce. You're right.
Yeah.
So
It'll be interesting to see how she goes about it here. Naturally very aggressive. And we obviously want her to play the way she's been brought into this team to bat for a reason, and that's kind of, we don't want her to go away from the way she normally plays. But I think we just need to make sure that Ella Claridge is getting as much of this strike at this point as possible.
well, the England players are supposed to be in Abu Dhabi. I believe they're arriving or they are here already. They will be training just alongside us. Anybody you're willing to meet? Anybody you're a big fan of in that squad?
Well, quite a lot of them, yeah, to be fair. I mean, the way England cricket, the England men are playing at the minute is kind of out of this world, isn't it? It's the next test of that India series should be fantastic to watch, but I'd love to watch Joe Root bat.
Yeah, he's outstanding.
It's just a different level, isn't it?
Bit of a quiet start to the tour so far, but the big knock is inevitable, as it always is.
Strange innings from him, second innings. Did look like he kind of got bought into, and I know the Bazball term gets thrown around, and Baz McCullum doesn't actually like it, but he went away from the way he normally plays.
Nicely bowled. Bit of a leg cutter there from Phoebe Franklin. That could be a very handy option indeed on this wicket.
But yeah, I'd love to go and watch Jack Leach bowl. Just so consistent, so consistent. I don't know, he's worked quite hard. He used to bowl quite quick and he's tried to slow up it for Test match cricket, hasn't he? So.
Well, I believe he came in number 10 and number 11 in that Headingley Test. Of course, he was the final batter in. But he's got a 90 odd at Lords.
Yep, it was night watchman, wasn't he?
So is it Lucy Higham playing that kind of innings coming in at number 8, number 9 as well?
Oh,
I feel like you underrate your batting.
I don't know if I do. I would say I play spin well.
Okay.
But sweep, big sweep, panic sweeper. But when you've got people like Josie Groves batting behind you, and Sophie Monroe, we kind of are close in that order.
Lofted in the air towards the mid-wicket and just landing in front. Well, perhaps being a bit bereft of luck as well, have the Stars. After 13 overs, 1-1 for 3. Brianna, not the most convincing shot to get your tour underway, but she'll certainly take it. 57 of 33. The onus is now on Ella to just guide the innings through. It feels like that kind of pitch. When you lose one, you could lose wickets in a cluster, can't you?
Yeah, and I think this will be a great experience for both of them. Ella Claridge, still very young.
No, thank you.
Very young.
Change of bowler,
I think the
29.
average age of a squad is like 21, 20.
Yeah, it's young, 22,
odd,
might be 22, yeah. I'm trying to remember, I think Ella Claridge is only 21, 22. So it'll be good for her to bat with Brie and kind of guide her through this innings. As now the most experienced player in kind of this partnership. And obviously being set as well, she's 57 off 33, so I'm sure she's got some very wise
Ever so
words.
slightly towards you for middle.
Brie.
That's middle
Down
stump.
the other end.
Brianna McDonald-Gay, another very young player, very talented all-rounder, heading to the Tour of New Zealand with England A alongside Kirsty Gordon, who will be leading the England A T20 side. Of course, they will be touring concurrently with the England women, so a fantastic opportunity for everybody. Let's see what Rihanna can produce down the leg side. She has been trying to hold that middle and leg line, not quite gotten it right. So 7 overs to go, 120 on the board. Could we see them push it up to maybe 185 here?
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? 170 to 185, I think is a good score. I think Brie just needs to keep looking a bit straighter here for longer. She kind of tries to target that gap between long on and mid-wicket. She can always drag it a bit square if needed.
And the ball goes slightly squarer. So looking at the field, they have kept plenty of protection on the leg side. So the plan is back of a length, off pace, and induce the false shot if possible, I would say.
Yeah, great plan on this pitch. But I think the plan that kind of out of the power play people are going to have to go to because the wicket looks fantastic. So kind of variations into the pitch definitely look the most effective.
Into her third over is McDonald.
White ball.
On the leg side again. It's been a productive set of extras for the Blaze. So Lucy Higham, what are the objectives you've set yourself for this season or throughout your career? Something that you've underlined. You said you're a big writer. Are you very goals oriented as well, or it's just go with the flow?
A bit of both. I'd love to. Let's just watch this ball.
Oh, has she been cleaned up? I think it's hit the off stump as well. So once again attempting that ramp, but a fantastic knock from Ella Claridge comes to an end. 57 of 34 deliveries, the first half century of the tour for the Blaze, and it's been a blazing knock indeed, pardon the pun.
I'll let you off. Good pun. Good pun, to be fair. Good pun.
So 1, 2, 3 for 4 after 13.3. And let's get back to our conversation with Lucy Higham.
Yeah, I'd love to at some point pull on an England A jersey. I think that'd be pretty cool, and definitely something I'm working towards. I need to stay a bit injury free for a little while.
Sure.
It's probably a bit of a problem
That would
I've
help.
had over the past 2 to 3 years is picking up injuries.
Have there been freakish incidents or something, perhaps a niggle you were trying to power through, or was it a bit of both?
I got concussed 2020, December 2020, and had symptoms for 2 years. That was a bit of a problem.
Theirs is physical.
So that's
pretty scary. You still
yeah.
Did you still have the same level of confidence going into a game even after that, or did it affect you psychologically?
It didn't affect my confidence in the fact that I didn't think I was going to get hit. It just affected obviously I didn't train. I did 5 months out.
Wow. In
the winter, and then another 4 months the following winter. So my self-belief, my confidence, self-esteem was pretty low, and I found at the time really hard to get back. And obviously didn't play well. Didn't play as well as I thought I could have. So that was quite a big hurdle. But yeah, I really enjoyed that move to Trent Bridge. Was great. Was finally symptom free, and then had a great winter of not being injured. And felt in a really good place with a lot of confidence going into the start of the first game of that season.
Well, it's been a long road, but hopefully a rewarding road back to full fitness. Hopefully we're expecting you to be back in action in, I think you mentioned mid-April or maybe late April. So let's hope you're fully ready to go for the season. Annie Williams coming in at number 6. She was fantastic with the gloves on.
Yeah, she was, wasn't she? I was going to say, what did you think of her keeping yesterday?
She was absolutely brilliant yesterday. So tell us more about Annie.
Yeah, another young player. I had the pleasure of coaching her last year on the academy. Really diligent with her work. To be fair, all the young girls, very diligent with their work rate. Worked really hard at her keeping. And I think yesterday was kind of...
she was pretty much flawless. She was flawless yesterday.
And I think to come in and do that in your first game, she must have been nervous, right? She's young. I think she's 16. To keep... She stood up to Sophie Monroe. Stood up to Grace Batt. It's not easy. Yeah, I'm hoping she enjoyed it.
Well, she certainly put on a great show. Meanwhile, after 14 overs, a partnership needed to develop here between Brianna and Annie Williams. 124 for 4 with 6 overs to go. And well, let's see. We've still got 1 over from Phoebe Franklin to come. Rihanna has 1 as well. Brianna's has been expensive. 2 overs done for 20, as has Tilly. But surely you'd want to try the left arm spinner once more. Maybe ADR could come in for a couple of overs as well. But so far the Blaze batters have really applied themselves and made it a difficult task here for the Southeast Stars bowling lineup. And Lucy Higham, you mentioned coaching, so is that something you enjoy as well?
Yeah, I do really enjoy my coaching actually. Got the pleasure of coaching.
Are you a patient teacher or a bit of a hard task, a bit of a drill sergeant?
I think I'm quite patient. I coach in 2 different environments. So I coach back at the school that I went to, which I absolutely love, which is young girls coming through and trying to kind of get people into the game. And for that, I'm a big fan of there's a reason these girls have taken time out of their lunch break to come to this club, and it's to make friends and learn about the game. So that's a bit more fun and enjoyment based. And then I coach the EPP, which sits under the academy at Blaze, and they're the young girls coming through the pathway that we're looking to push onto the academy and through the programme. So they're kind of getting introduced to strength and conditioning, psychology, nutrition, and it's more one-to-one based. But they're I'm really lucky. They're a great group.
Drive there from Annie Williams through extra for a single. So it is Tilly Coleman, in fact, who is coming back into the attack. Just try to string together perhaps a few quiet overs here. Otherwise the Blaze, well, they've really applied themselves with the bat. 2 excellent knocks coming in from Catherine Bryce and of course Ella Claridge. Spooned in the air, just shot the mid off. Oh, wild throw, but they'll make it across just about in time. So just trying to put a lid on the scoring here are the Stars, and they have a pretty good batting lineup as well, to be fair.
Yeah, they do. And they're actually missing a lot of their batters as well. Obviously missing Paige Schofield, who kind of bats 3, 4, 5, that kind of region. Missing Bryony Smith, a very destructive opening batter. And Kirsty White, who also bats in the top 3. So they are missing a lot of batting on this tour. But I think a good time to bring Coleman back on. Coleman?
Yep.
2 new batters. and she bowled nicely so far. She's from 3 or 4 balls, so she can stick to this plan of targeting the stumps, cramping Bree for room. I think Bree just kind of looks a little bit tentative. She just needs to be a bit more decisive with the footwork here.
Yeah, her first knock of the tour so far. Oh, it's a leading edge, and well, very lucky it fell short of the extra cover and the keeper who was herring in. So once again, we're seeing the surface certainly has a lot to offer for the finger spinners.
Yeah, I think you've got to try and come down at that pace, that flight. You've got to try and come down the wicket and hit kind of in this big pocket here. If you get it, it'll go 4 or 6, and if not, you're trying to beat mid-wicket in the ring. But I think going back looks challenging. There's just no pace on it. It's almost a bit hold in the wicket, isn't there? It's a bit sticky.
Yeah. And that's the nature of the Abu Dhabi pitches here. Very slow, dry, crusty. But if you do put some revs on the ball, you can get something out of it. But it certainly is a good surface this morning. Just punched away towards a cover point for a single, looking for some extras, not quite off the misfield. So after 15 overs, 130 for 4, and I would dearly like to thank Lucy Higham once again for her spending so much time with me in the comm box, giving me some great company. And I'll let you get back to it. 130 for 4, and best of luck for your rehab and best of luck for the season. I will certainly be tracking your stats and certainly wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you can come back in the second innings if you're in the mood. Thank you. So 5 overs to go, 130 on the board. Brianna Ray
number 10.
looking to build a partnership here.
Over, no.
How many runs can they score in the next 5 overs?
Change bowler.
To get up to 175 plus. Phoebe Franklin into her final over. Brianna Ray 5 of 7. Annie Williams, the 16-year-old academy product, as Lucy mentioned. Getting an opportunity to bat. She was really good with the gloves on. That confidence would certainly translate into her batting as well. Perhaps 2 for 27 on the day, Phoebe Franklin. Lofted towards the mid-wicket region and put down. Well, just snatched at the ball there. That's an opportunity lost. I think it was Stonehouse out there at deep mid-wicket, if I'm not wrong. Alexa Stonehouse. Slow delivery, bit of an inside edge. Oh no, pardon me. I think Stonehouse is fielding at fine leg. So we'll find out shortly who was that who put the catch down. But that is the name of the game right now. Variations, mixing up your length. It's already a pretty significant score that the Blaze have posted. Driven out towards mid-off. Last couple of overs have just allowed the Stars to slightly come back into the game. Much needed wicket picked up of 2 set batters, Catherine Bryce and of course Ella Claridge, who batted beautifully. Quick fire 50 to a name. A beautiful square drive. Work to do here for the deep cover point. And she does really well. Attacks the ball and gets the throw out quickly. I believe it's Rihanna McDonald-Gay out there as the cover sweeper. That was a great effort. That's the kind of intent you need to show in the field, especially when the batting side is dominating. Looking for 2. Not quite. So Phoebe Franklin closing out her spell here. Overall, I think she's done a good job. It's been a much more batting friendly surface. 2 for 31 is not a bad haul indeed. Could have had more, in fact. Hit out towards deep square leg once again, but it's in the gap. Beautifully placed by Annie Williams, her first boundary. And that was very nicely played indeed. So a good end to the over for the Blaze. 138 for 4 with 4 overs to go.
for number 21.
So Courtine Coleman into her final over. Just got that ball trapped between her feet there, Brianna Ray. So it's been a good comeback from Coleman. First over was expensive, but the following up overs have been much better. Oh, this has been lofted straight. And just over the mid-off, backpedaling. And they've scampered through for two. Great intent between Brianna and Annie. Slightly unlucky, that was a brilliant piece of bowling from Coleman. Drift, flight and turn. It was certainly mistimed. But that has been absolutely smashed through the covers. And will not get around to it. With the mid-off or extra cover. Beautiful, pleasing drive. That was a brilliant shot indeed coming in from Brianna Ray. That's the first one she's really middled so far. Nearing that 150 mark here for the Blaze. Still got all of 3 overs to come. Plenty of things to ponder here for Kira Chatley. Here comes the ramp over the keeper. Long chase for the fine leg. And she'll have to give it up. This is outstanding batting from the Blaze. Brianna Ray now turning it on. Back-to-back boundaries. And they've just kept the finger spinners quiet here with their creativity and their footwork. Played a lot of shots through extra cover, and they've never hesitated to bring that ramp, that scoop shot out towards fine leg as well. Very productive areas indeed. Oh, and she's bowled well, some relief for Coleman. Unlucky for Brianna Ray, she was batting so beautifully. Just chopping it onto the stumps. And the Blaze lose their 5th wicket. A quick fire cameo from Brianna Ray, 17 or 15, it's 148 for 5.
This morning they stood here with a hammer. The thing of these surfaces on ours, as soon as there's a bit of a dent, stays that way. They look pretty perfect to me. Good job. You're going to get a lot of damage with balls with people throwing it in, especially in the 25-yard circle. That's what I'm just saying. It's intentional. So the coach says it. They have to say it's intentional. Yeah. In my case, closure. Yeah. Right, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, what?
Yeah, she's the one that was just going like straight. Yeah. Last one. So I think she really banged it. Yeah. No, she wasn't.
That's safe.
She does. Yeah. That's news to me. Oh wait, Kerry, do you want me in there?
Okay, a tiny bit straighter.
Over. Oh, there you go.
Thanks.
So Teresa Graves coming in at 7, 150 up here for the Blaze. Been certainly a very sterling batting effort coming in. A lot of contributions right throughout. Decent over coming in here from ADR. Keeping it tight, back of a length. Like Lucy Higgins mentioned, when you're trying to bowl just slightly short of that fullish drivable area, trying to make them play square, it can be difficult to get the ball away. Good looking punch, shy at the stumps, a direct hit. And that is an outstanding bit of fielding to get rid of Annie Williams, the extra cover fielder. Absolutely spot on. And she was just short of the crease. Bit of a collision, but no harm done. Except to the Blaze losing a wicket. A quick fire 11 off 10 from Annie Williams. She was looking promising.
Thank you.
And an inspired piece of fielding has produced the 6th wicket for the Southeast Stars.
I'm going to slowly cut it back. What? Batsman's it. They're always perfect once you're done with them. They are, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Well, what a batter to have coming in at number 8, Sarah Bryce. Batted beautifully in the second T20 game. Unbeaten, 32 to her name, or 36 rather. She is certainly in good nick. But full credit to the Southeast Stars. They've pulled it back a touch here. 152 for 6. They've kept 24, it slightly manageable.
19.
But they need Rihanna McDonald-Gay to bowl a good over here, the penultimate one. Firm drive down the ground. And no chance. Great effort by the long on. Can't get around. Was Alexa Stonehouse there at the deep long on position. But such was the timing there. Absolutely middled it. Beautiful shot from Teresa Graves. Pardon me, it's Sarah Bryce who hit that boundary. Slow delivery, nicely bowled. Just need to keep mixing it up here, keep the batters guessing. It is certainly a big run chase here in the decider. One win apiece for the Blaze and the Southeast Stars, so we're certainly going to have an exciting conclusion to the 2024 Abu Dhabi Women's T20. A slower delivery, very nicely executed by Rihanna McDonald-Gay. She is certainly showing a lot of experience beyond her tender years, former England under-19. Still a teenager. Certainly has a lot of skill. Punch to towards short extra cover. Another direct hit. Bit of a polite inquiry, but she's made it in time. Very tidy over indeed. Only 5 runs off it so far. Good comeback after that early boundary from Sarah Bryce. Teresa Graves, well, there is a long on deep wicket in place. The square leg will come in. So trying to protect. Has to bowl outside off. Well, she did so. It was going to be a wide, got away with it. And yeah, Teresa slightly disappointed. She knew which areas the ball would be in, just couldn't make more of it. So Rihanna absolutely cannot afford to stray down the leg side here. Otherwise, runs will be gifted. Oh, low full toss. She gets away with it. And in the end, I think that's a brilliant spell. The overall context of the game. Only 18 runs conceded in 4 overs with a wicket to her name. 158 for 6. Final over coming up.
Last over, and then you can put your feet up.
Well, there you can see a wonderful knock from Ella Claridge, 57 of just 34. The partnership she had with Catherine Bryce really set the Blaze on their way. Now it's going to be Alice Davidson Richards to bowl the final over. Experienced campaigner, can be relied upon to deliver. And the death overs, as they're called, 3 overs done for 18. That's a pretty decent economy rate coming in from the England all-rounder. Well, this has been slammed away over mid-wicket, and it's going all the way. A brilliant strike coming in from Teresa Graves. It's a maximum to start. Read the length and jumped all over it. Brilliant strike. And ADR, well, she needs to bounce back here. Slower delivery in the slog overs. You cannot bowl that length. You have to either be very full or go for the bouncer. Anything in between will travel. Slower ball. Put away towards the square leg, and they're running on the throw. Makes it in time. Great running between the wickets. It was Sarah Bryce urging her on, and she just made it in the nick of time. Quick fire runs coming in for the Blaze. They're looking at that 175 mark. It's within range now for sure. Oh, that is absolutely glorious. Read the length once again in a flash and smashed over wideish mid-off for a boundary. Fielder was in the ring, and she had time to pick a spot, did Teresa Graves. This cameo could be a game-changing one. 18 of just 10 deliveries. She has perhaps been the standout batter for the Blaze on this tour. 2 handy innings under her belt. That's much better, right in the block hold. No chance of a second this time. So 6-2, 6-1. Can we see that pattern continue here? Expensive over, already 15 runs off it. The Blaze showing why they were championship material last season. Pushed out towards extra for a single. Sarah doing the right thing, feeding the beast, so to speak. That is Teresa Graves, 19 off 11. This time the middle order for the Blaze has well and truly come through big time. 2 sizable scores, and then these cameos, first from Williams, Brianna Ray and Teresa Graves. Well, this is interesting. The cover sweeper coming into the circle, protection. Boosted towards the leg side, final ball. It'll be a wide, trying to go for the block hold Yorker. Couldn't quite execute. 175 on the board. Bit of a psychological mark achieved here by the Blaze. So Kira Chatley, the wicketkeeper captain. Well, she'll certainly need to step up with the bat as well. Like Lucy Higham mentioned, there is a lot of quality in the Southeast Stars batting lineup as well, so watch out. The next 20 overs will certainly be very entertaining to conclude the Abu Dhabi Women's T20 2024. Final ball of the first innings. It's a full toss, but there is protection in the deep. Looking for 2, running on the throw, and there will be a run out to conclude.
Over.
176 achieved in their 20 overs for the loss of 7 wickets. A brilliant performance coming in from the Blaze, and a great decision at the toss, to be fair, from Kirsty Gordon, backing her batters, and they came through big time.
Run out by 12.
Well, in fact, the 2 has been completed. Pardon me. I thought that the run out had been pulled off. So they get to... No, hang on. We're just going to correct that. Yeah, the target will be 176. 177, pardon me. They conclude on 176 for the loss of the 7th wicket. Ella Claridge, the standout batter for the Blaze. Steady contributions from Catherine Bryce, Teresa Graves, Brianna Ray.
You've got to be careful when you're doing halfway and you're doing it by your drawing.
And young Annie Williams as well. There you can see Beth Harmer might get going even though she got off to a start. Then Ella Claridge and Catherine Bryce had that big partnership for the 3rd wicket. Brianna chipping in alongside Annie Williams as well. 2 wickets apiece for Phoebe Franklin and Tilly Corteen Coleman, but they were slightly expensive. There you can see the fall wickets. They were 48 for 2 and carried them over to 117. That was the platform that really set the stage for a big score here for the Blaze. So 177 is the target for the Southeast Stars. Innings break time now, but we'll be back very, very shortly in just about 10 minutes time for the run chase. Stay tuned.
Can we have power, please? No. Otherwise, laptop's going to go bang.
The white will go bang.
And your life won't be well. Right, I'm going to go get her. caught. So what we'll have to do is we've got to move this down.
Right then, I'm alongside Ella Claridge, the wicket-keeper batter of the Blaze. Ella, it's your first half-century officially of the season. Must feel really good.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I felt really good out there with the bat. I felt like the ball was coming on nicely and the pitch was playing really well. I felt like I could just kind of trust my shots and hit it to the boundary.
Yeah, you mentioned hitting your shots, 11 boundaries in that knock of just 34 deliveries. Which one of those shots did you enjoy the most?
I think I quite enjoyed the one down the ground. Quite enjoyed playing straight, so yeah, that felt nice off the bat.
And of course, it is a big run chase, but like you mentioned, it's a good batting surface. Advice to your bowlers?
I think what was kind of working for the bowlers was slightly slower and sticking into the pitch. I expect to see quite a lot of slower balls from our bowlers, and yeah, hopefully we can get out there and get the job done.
And apart from the runs, how has your trip to Abu Dhabi been so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. We've had a few experiences of sort of other things around Abu Dhabi, like the F1 circuit, which was really good. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far.
Right, I think you have to head into the field, and best of luck for defending those 176 runs.
Thank you very much.
Ella Claridge, fantastic half-century to her name. And well, we're just about a few minutes away from live action.
So you're getting a medal, are you? Bit of shade. What do you think of these free to go in front of them?
I don't know, but it's just
Pre-signal, I don't see any.
sort of one, possibly.
Yeah, gets late. Right, what's that? That's 10 minutes. Got 5 minutes to go. We should have a third of it, Jay. Tell them to go get off the pitch. It's all about it. Right. Well, we've got your balance. So what end is this going to be? Again?
The first two matches, Balkans, this match, Turkey, all for mine, unfortunately, far
Come on, I can go with it.
yeah.
Yeah, and the stump through once we got to the yard. How about, I don't even know why Neil McRae's left. He's got a women's team. He's never coached women in his life. Not to me, stepping up. He might, if he'd gone to a decent associate nation who are in the upper echelons, different ball game. And you can say, yeah, I can see that. Politics of Jersey, don't they? Well, the wind drops as well.
centre.
Just behind Cass, thanks. Sazi can sort that out.
For the Blaze. Played a fabulous hand with the bat as well, getting 40 odd in quick time. Actually punched back to the bowler from Ailish. Of course, this is her first innings of the tour. Certainly take time to get around, high in. In fact, it might be her first proper knock in the middle of the season. They've been trapped indoors for the last 3 or 4 months. No cricket on live grass at all. In the cold, a dreary winter in the UK. That's a beautiful delivery. Natural in-swing of Catherine. Whizzing past the outside edge of Ailish, Cranstone. Certainly challenge your defense, your technique. Bringfield on the offside. A deep square leg and a very square deep third in place. And she's lofted it over the mid-on. Brilliant strike from Cranstone. Waiting for the umpire's signal. Is it a 4 or a 6?
Yes.
I think it may have just fallen short. Oh, it is a 6. There you go. Well, what a way to get off the mark in the season proper with a 6. A clear statement of intent coming in from Ailish. He certainly has that big hitting ability. That one just skidded through.
Over.
Loss, Southeast Stars.
Bree, do you mind doing a third? Thank you.
Number? Bowling my end, number 6. Right arm over.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's going to be the young fast bowler Cassidy McCarthy sharing the new ball with Catherine Bryce. Very impressive in the previous game. Bowled a really hostile spell in the power play. Wicket as well. See once again that C movement off the surface, just coming into the right-hand batter. Played very watchfully indeed. Hits the deck hard. Tries to land it on the seam, get that ball to wobble off the surface. Certainly a handful. Oh, inside and she's bowled her. Well, Rihanna will be desperately disappointed with that dismissal. So bowled slightly fuller, slightly wider. Trying to crash it through the covers. She just chopped it onto the stumps. Early reward from McCarthy. And Rihanna has to go for 1. It's 7 for 1, Southeast Stars.
It's inside. Yeah.
So an early wicket taken by the Blaze through Cassidy McCarthy. Pulled away behind square. Not quite out of the middle. Will be hunted down. So Kira Chatley, the skipper, coming in at number 3. They would have wanted a big opening partnership between Rihanna and Ailish Cranstone. Not quite coming through due to this woman on screen, Cassidy McCarthy, young fast bowler. You can see Kirsty Gordon in the ear, trying to put a plan together for the left-hander. Taking a look at the field, there is a deep fine leg and a deep third in position. So orthodox fast bowlers field, mid-off and mid-on are up. Ring field on the offside. And good to see a slip in place as well. And McCarthy immediately switches to around the wicket. Oh, right in the block hole. Brilliant Yorker, but it's a no ball. So Ailish, well, she's got a free hit to go after. So you could see the plan. They wanted to go very full, spearing into that middle and off line. The delivery was good, but just overstepping the popping crease. So it's the same batter on strike, so no change in the field allowed. Free hit. Sliced it in the air, just short of the mid-on. So couldn't really maximize the free hit, Ailish Cranstone. But we know she's a big striker of the ball. Already got a 6 to her name. In fact, it was the shot to get her off the mark. That's one way to start your season. Third ball, clobbered for 6. Oh, beautiful bowling again. You can see that exaggerated movement off the deck. Kira will need to be careful going on the back foot. As that ball thuds into the front pad. All 11 of the blades are going to be going up in unison. Oh, she brings out the ramp. Well, there you go. And it's gone for 4 as well. A touch of brilliance from the Southeast Stars captain. The risk has just about come off. It's 14 for 1 after 2.
Yeah, over.
Catherine Bryce will continue. Slapped away towards mid-wicket and plenty of gaps out there. In front of square on the leg side. So Ailish Cranstone, well, she's determined to go after her. Nicely pulled away through mid-wicket, all along the carpet for 4. And well, that's the need of the hour, to be honest. Required run rate just a tick below 9. So you certainly cannot die wondering. And you will certainly need to go hard in the first 6 overs of power play. Well, this is hit in the air, but over the mid-off. And in fact, he'll go all the way for 4 as well. A calculated risk coming off for Cranstone. Was the away swinging delivery, but she backed her eye. Certainly an attack-minded batter, as you would expect an opener in T20 to be. Should be looking for 2 here. Good running. Not quite out of the middle, but she just found that pocket of space between the mid-wicket and the square leg. And she's going great guns right now. 17 of just 9 deliveries. Need a lot more. Need somebody to replicate what Ella Claridge did for the Blaze. A quick fire 50. She did mention it's a much better batting surface. You can play your shots. Slight adjustment in the field. Fine leg fielder goes towards square leg in the circle. No, rather outside the circle. And there's a deep mid-wicket as well. And sliced. Well, that is going to be a boundary. That is the risk you take. They moved the third into the circle to boost that leg side region. And Ailish Cranston has very smartly just back cut the ball behind square on the offside. A well calculated boundary. 14 runs off the over already. It's a flying start here for the Southeast Stars. Look at that current run rate. Picked up towards fine leg. And it goes for 4 again. This is incredible batting coming in from Ailish Cranston. 25 of just 11 deliveries. 4 boundaries in the over. They are certainly hitting back in the power play itself. Leading the charge is Ailish Cranston. Oh, and this might have gone all the way. Yes, it has. Slog sweep over mid-wicket. Onto the grass banks. A massive over coming in for the Southeast Stars. Game on, 38 for 1 after 3 overs. That over has gone for 24 runs. Well, how about it, Ailish Cranston? 31 of 12. And that current run rate of 12.7. This is brilliant batting from the Stars. And Catherine Bryce's figures have been absolutely ruined. Cassidy McCarthy will continue. Slip in place. Oh, Chackley, you need to be careful. Just that in-dipper. Playing it off the back foot. Oh, she goes for that Joe Root ramp and it's come off brilliantly. The skipper leading from the front. That's a fantastic shot. Risk taken and coming off big time. Well, the Southeast Stars off to a rollicking start here. 42 for 1 in just 3.2 overs, and a great time to have the assistant coach joining me in the comm box. Good morning, Mr. Tom Lister. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Well, you must be enjoying the batting so far from Ailish in particular. 31 of just 12 deliveries. Fantastic.
Yeah, she's come out the blocks really quickly, hasn't she? And I think just showing what we all know Ailish can do in the power play.
Yeah, like a lot of the girls have told me, they've been trapped inside for 3 or 4 months in cold, dreary England. And Ailish comes out, third ball of the innings, slammed over long on for 6. So good signs for the season coming up ahead.
Yeah, really good signs, and I think the fact that it's raining and snowing back home as well just gives the girls an extra nudge to do well in this game.
So what was the team chat in between the innings break? What did you tell them, how to approach the run chase?
I think, like we always do, just look to be positive in the power play. Try and make the most of only having 2 out and just get us off to a really good start, which Ailish has done like for the last 3 years in T20 cricket. She's probably our most destructive top order batsman in this format.
Well, destructive indeed. Just taken 24 runs off Catherine Bryce, who's getting that ball to hoop and move quite prodigiously. Cassidy McCarthy, meanwhile, she's bowled a teasing spell. 1 for 11 in 9 legal deliveries, coming around the wicket. Firmly pulled away. And there is that deep fine leg who will clean it up. But she will pick up 2 quite quickly. So overall, the review of the bowling effort, though, not quite going your way. Or maybe the batting surface is a good one.
I think it's a really good deck to bat on, to be honest, and Blaze batted really well. I think we probably missed our mark a little bit, but look, we fielded really well. I think on this surface we're comfortable chasing this score, but I guess the next couple overs will tell.
Firmly driven. Good looking punch there from Ailish Cranstoun. Everything is coming right out of the sweet spot for now. One thing that has been really impressive for me in the few games I've seen of the Stars so far, your fast bowling stocks are very, very rich indeed. Rihanna bowled well. Charlotte Lambert in the second game, she looked like she had a bit of pace about her. And Phoebe, well, we know all about her skills. So you certainly have that department covered.
Yeah, we do, absolutely. And I think that the nice bit there as well is that, you know, we've not got all our fast bowlers here either. So it's been a really good bit of prep for us just to see what those girls can do.
Tell us more about Charlotte Lambert in particular. She's tall, she hits the deck, and she can really get that ball to really zoom through.
Yeah, and she's an exciting young prospect as well. Not 18 yet, and she's got a bright future ahead of us. She's currently involved with England under 19 program as well, so we're going to see a lot of Charlotte this year, I have no doubt.
Well, you did mention England under 19, Rihanna as well, part of the England A squad that is heading to New Zealand. How exciting is that for the coaching staff of the Stars as well?
It's fantastic. Look, we've got good representation across a lot of England programs at the moment, so for us as staff, like, we're obviously really happy, and you know, it's nice getting recognition for what we do behind the scenes as well, I guess, a little bit.
Well, 4 overs, 49 for 1. The Southeast Stars have really attacked this big target with a lot of intent and a lot of aggression, going at 12.3 runs per over. Brought it down to 8 per for the next 16 overs, with Ailish Cranstoun batting beautifully, 37 of 15. And we're going to see some spin being it's going to be a medium pacer to continue. So, Tom Lister, tell us more about your role as part of the coaching staff of the Stars.
Yeah, so fielding lead, and I've been with the Stars since the inception of the regions. So I've been there since 2020. I used to lead the academy program, moved with the seniors last year. So yeah, lead on the fielding and give Mives a little help with the batting as well. So it's a really exciting role in women's cricket.
Well, tell us more about the pathway and how can young budding female cricketers, what is the pathway they need to follow to perhaps make it in one of the regional sides?
Yeah, so we've just introduced the EPP program over the last 2 years, so we've got a really strong cohort in our EPP at the moment, and then we've got the academy program as well, with cricketers in there who are looking to challenge for places in the senior side at the moment. So our 2 partner counties, Surrey and Kent, feed into those programs, and we've got some really good stocks of cricketers kicking around at the moment. So it's very exciting.
Lofted just over the mid-on fielder. Should be a couple here. So 50 has been raised by Southeast Stars in the power play itself. So far going great guns, and you mentioned Surrey and Kent. Those are 2 elite counties to say the least. So perhaps has that big talent pool as well, that the benefit of that perhaps?
Yeah, 100%. We've obviously got two very big counties who have a lot of history in women's cricket, a lot of success and history in women's cricket as well. So for a lot of these girls now, they've kind of applied their trade in county cricket up until 2020, and now they have that opportunity to showcase their talents on the big stage here.
Well, that has been timed quite sweetly, this time by the stand-in captain, Kira Chatley. And it's sailed over wide-ish mid-on for a boundary. And tell us more about Kira Chatley then.
Yeah, so I've been lucky enough to work with Kira for about the last 6 years. She's a fantastic cricketer and very versatile. She's becoming a real leader in our squad as well, and her batting's come on in the last 18 months, and you can see here that she tends to find the middle more often than not.
Well, this time back cut, but good fielding there at that cover point region. Unlucky not to find the gap and pick up another boundary. So they've certainly attacked this run chase with a lot of vigor. So Kira 17 of 10, Ailish Cranstoun 37 of 15. And well, looking ahead to the future, the upcoming season. Last year was a bit hit and miss, if I can say diplomatically. So what are the objectives set for this season?
Well, I think we'd always be be pretty ambitious with what we want to achieve. I think we're certainly going after both trophies. I think the biggest bit for us is just trying to find some consistency with our performances. I think the one thing we found last year was we had a lot of players moving in and out of England squads as well, which was a great thing, but created a bit of uncertainty sometimes with squads and teams. So I think this year we're in a far better position with a more settled squad that will allow us to really make sure we've got good stocks for when people are either away or not with us.
And of course you need to develop that bench strength as well, so hence the young academy products coming through. 62 for 1. Rhiannon Noling-Davies has been a bit expensive in the first over, but that's the name of the game when you bowl in the power play. Back of the hand, slow delivery, beautifully read and turned around the corner by Chatley. And like you mentioned, she's been one of your key players for the last 18 months. Beautifully put away through square leg for 4.
Yeah, Kira's a very smart cricketer and plays the situation really nicely, and is doing so here.
And tell us more about the personal journey of Tom Lister then. Where did it all begin and where is it all heading? Give us a bit of a preview.
That's a really good question. Where did it all begin? To be fair, I kind of fell in love with coaching when I was 15.
Oh, you didn't want to go, I want to play for Man United or whatever. I want to play for England. You wanted to be a coach straight away.
No, I've always wanted to coach. I've been really fortunate that I had some good coaches around me when I was younger and had the opportunity to coach my younger brother's side when I was little. So that kind of got me into it, and I haven't really looked back since. So yeah, and I think the nice bit for me was finding women's cricket 7 years ago. So I worked with the Surrey women's side and was lucky enough to lead that for a little bit as well. So I think finding this a kind of found my passion and haven't looked back since, and this is the day job for me, which
it's a dream come true.
It's not really a job.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not really a job.
If you love what you do for a living, then it certainly doesn't feel like work. But what is your coaching style? Are you a bit of a Fergie, bit of a hard taskmaster, giving that hair dry treatment, or very calm, very collected, bit of an Arsene Wenger type?
I haven't definitely never compared myself to Arsene Wenger, but I think the girls would say I'm quite laid back. Look, I'm very good at getting the best out of players and just connecting with them and just getting them nudging them in the right direction when they need it. But yeah, I think I'm
very chill, very mellow. I sense that vibe in the dugout. You're not the type of guy who gets like angry or irritated, or do you?
It takes a lot to get me angry. I think some of the girls would have seen it occasionally, but no, I'm pretty chilled out and laid back.
And of course, like you mentioned, a lot of young talent in the Southeast Star squad. So looking at the season ahead, who are you expecting to make really big strides, who will really make a name for themselves?
Yeah, look, I think we spoke about Charlotte Lambert earlier, and I think she's incredibly exciting. She bowls the ball very quickly.
Yeah, that is one person. You just spot her training and you get to hang on. There is something special going on here. And besides her,
we've got some young players. Tilly Courtine-Coleman's come on the tour as a replacement quite late, and she's just shown what she's capable of. I think she's, as a left-arm spinner, look, it's a point of difference. It's really exciting. Turning the ball away from the right-hander is something we know. Like Kirsty Gordon bowling at the moment, it's challenging. So, I'm hoping that at some point this year Tilly will get an opportunity, but you just never know.
So Kirsty Gordon, like you mentioned, operating, and Ailish just going on the back foot, a bit watchful for now, just getting a sighter or two in, but 41 of 16 so far. Eyeing the first half century for a Southeast Star batter on this tour. Let's see if she looks to go after her. She certainly will, and she slammed it down the ground over the mid-on, just skipping away for 4. 45 of just 18 deliveries, and there you go. Left-hand batter versus a left-arm orthodox. The percentages certainly favor the batter, especially if she's in great touch like Ailish is.
Yeah, and Ailish has hit the ground running since we got here. She's just come back from a little niggle, so it's nice to see her go out and get some runs in this fashion.
74 for 1. Final 3 deliveries of the power play remaining. So no noticeable change in the field just yet. Just coming round the wicket to the left-hand batter, and this one, the arm delivery going across her. Nicely bowled by Kirsty Gordon. So what was the strategy? What was the mindset? What was the thought process behind coming to Abu Dhabi for this pre-season tour?
As you mentioned earlier, it's cold and wet back home at the moment, and I think especially with us in the Northern Hemisphere.
Well, speaking of Northern Hemisphere, that ball has gone up, popped up, and some relief here for the Blaze as Ailish's thrilling cameo comes to an end. 45 of just 20 deliveries, one shot too many, and the value of experience from Kirsty Gordon.
Yeah.
And the smile has immediately faded from Tom Lister's face.
Yeah, I was hoping she'd get herself past 50 there, but that's the way we play. Look, we want batters to go out and keep taking the game on and look to score quickly, and that's what Ailish has done there, and I'm delighted for it.
Well, she certainly set the stage here. 74 for 2 with one delivery remaining in the power play. Southeast Stars 74 for 2. They need to get another 103 runs at required run rate of 7.3. That is certainly manageable. And with the new batter, Phoebe Franklin, coming in at the crease, I'd just like to thank Tom Lister for his time, for joining me in the comm box. It's been a delightful conversation, and so far so good for the Stars.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me.
So they've certainly gotten off to a flyer here, the Southeast Stars. 74 for 2. Very manageable equation now. 100 odd runs required in the next 14 overs. But the good sign for the Blaze is that the captain has struck in a very first over. A very healthy current run rate indeed. And Kira Chatley has gotten off to a start as well. 21 of 12. The two senior statesmen of the squad, so to speak, need to show their experience here. And beautifully bowled. That's a top over from Kirsty Gordon. So end of the power play. 103 runs required for the Stars.
Right on.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Batting change, right on.
I think
What's your surname?
Josie Groves. Do you think long off?
Graves, I don't mind. That's 2 leg.
Long off, Cocky, sorry, we're going long off. Yeah, and I want cover straight as well. Yeah, sweet.
Remember, we can change it as well if you do variation or...
Bryce, a bit straight, please. And then Cass behind, please. Sorry, Cass.
So immediately on the attack is Kirsty Gordon. And this is a good bowling change. Josie Groves, the young, exciting leg spinner, immediately on to bowl after the power play. Attack-minded bowler. And they'll certainly need to keep chipping away on the wickets front here, the Blaze. Wrong one to start. Very nicely played. And beats the point fielder. Will pick up a single. So now Chatley, the feet are moving nicely. She's a strong back foot player. That's a natural tendency for sure. Very nicely chopped away for a single. Will be interesting to see Phoebe Franklin's approach here rather than the seamers. Catching short mid wicket in place as well for Groves, as well as the deep mid wicket and deep square leg. Very full, and that's superb fielding of her own bowling. Like Kira mentioned at the toss, they might be a bit stiff after their first outings on Thursday, but the fielding standards have been exceptional from both sides. Good looking push off the back foot, and Phoebe Franklin is underway as well. 2 wickets to her name with the ball, and she'll need to have a pretty strong innings as well with the bat. Still 101 runs required. Oh, this has been reversed towards that short third region. Well, Kira has been peppering that area with her unorthodox stroke play. Not quite connecting cleanly this time, but they will pick up a couple. So busy at the crease, that's the best way to describe her. doesn't let the bowler settle into a rhythm, into a line in length, keeping them honest. Less than 100 required. Chopped in the air, and that is an outstanding catch at backward point. Josie Groves, the wicket taker, has struck in the very first over. It's McCarthy, the big fast bowler, at backward point with a stunning grab. We've seen a few brilliant catches coming in from the Blaze in this Abu Dhabi Women's T20, and that's another blinder and another big wicket falling here. The stand-in captain Chatley departs. It's 78 for 3.
We don't have any real umpire training programs in place. Can you just maybe give the guys some guidance? Don't say that I asked, but if you see anything, just because we've been neglected, the Abu Dhabi area, higher up with domestic matches. They don't pick the guys anymore. They need guidance. Sadly, there's not too many people to give it.
So 2 quick wickets falling here for the Southeast Stars. There was 74 for 1 at one stage. Now, well, it's turned around pretty quickly. 78 for 3. Trial by spin working here for the Blaze.
There you go, leg stump.
So in desperate need of a partnership for sure. Kelia Moore, the new batter coming in. Hard hitting all-rounder. Was surprised she didn't come on to bowl this morning. Nudged away to fine leg, but it will be a dot ball. So a superb over from Josie Groves to open up. Just 4 runs conceded, and the big wicket of Kira Chatley. 78 for 3. 99 required of the next 13 overs.
You guys are coming to the game tonight? Yeah.
So the skipper will continue. Oh, inside edge. Goodness me, that was close. Phoebe trying to force that ball behind point. Not quite on top of the bounce. And they could have easily rolled on to the sticks. Great effort at mid-wicket, but the ball does beat the fielder. And that's superb work in the outfield. Attack the ball, keeps it to 1. So Kirsty Gordon, England A captain, with the T20 leg of that tour of New Zealand coming up in March. Will be going into that with some form behind her and some much needed match practice as well. Very nicely bowled. Her line and length is absolutely immaculate. And of course the sun is beating down here. Early afternoon at the Tolerance Oval at the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub. And just bringing her team back into the game with the ball. It was a really productive power play for the Stars. 70 plus runs scored, but since then they really slowed down. Lost a couple of quick wickets. So Kirsty in the middle of a good spell here. Nicely turned around the corner. Long chase for the square leg, and McCarthy brilliant once again. She really is a great fielder. Manning the the entire region alone. And doing a great job. Not to mention that cracking catch at point against Groves. Brilliant over, only 3 off it. The Stars in the middle of a rebuild, 81 for 3.
She absolutely frosted the boundary. Let me know if you're not.
Still plenty of batting to come for the Stars, but you do feel they need a long, productive partnership here between Kelia Moore and Phoebe Franklin. Josie Groveswell, I think she's been the standout bowler on the tour for me, for the Blaze. Consistent, accurate, and tailor-made for T20, that's for sure. Boulder! Fantastic! Swinging across the line was Phoebe. And you miss, Josie will hit. Off peg has been knocked back. And perhaps the Stars have been knocked out of the game. A huge wicket to fall. 81 for 4.
TVs there and everything else. Just born. You would have seen the feet marks as well. Yeah. But it was really early on. Stand that out straight away. Doesn't matter to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the young all-rounder, Rihanna McDonald-Gay, coming in at 6. Oh, that rushed onto her. Have to be careful. Playing across the line against Groves. That quickish arm action. A lot of revs, a lot of topspin on the ball. You need to read her wrong one, that's for sure. Caught and bowled. That is brilliant. This is a game-changing spell. 2 wickets in the over. And this has been an incredible collapse coming in for the Stars from 74 for 1. They're now 81 for 5. And Rihanna, a short stay in the middle. A brilliant return catch taken by Josie Groves.
Is there a reason? It's just a mark of respect. They come out, they take their guard, you tell them if it's right arm over or not, and you tell them how many balls are right to face. I would just try and get that into a routine. That's why I thought there was one to go. Yeah. Because I didn't hear any calling. I've never witnessed that before.
Yeah, no. No one's ever. Yeah, no one's ever complained about it. So. Yeah. No, towards you, that's 2. There you go.
England all-rounder, Alice Davidson-Richards coming in at 7. And how about this over from Groves? Absolutely spectacular. 3 wickets and just 9 legal deliveries for her. Lofted over mid-on. And Alice Davidson-Richards with a shot of authority perhaps making a statement immediately down the track and slamming the ball over the bowler's head for 4. That's much more like it. Use your feet, get to the pitch of the ball. And a confident way to get off the mark. Oh, brilliant fielding once again off her own bowling. He's already produced a wicket in that manner. Taken on the full, beats the extra cover, but the long off moved across quickly. And that's a superb over. 2 wickets and only 5 runs conceded. 86 for 5.
Bowler 25. Thank you.
Well, just a minor correction. It was Emma Jones who had gotten out. It was Rihanna McDonald-Gay as a runner who had come onto the field. Emma Jones, of course, coming back after a very serious injury. She had stress fractures, pardon me, stumbling all over myself, stress fractures in both her feet. So perhaps not fully fit for running between the wickets. Like she mentioned in her chat with us in the comm box yesterday, she was just delighted to be out there on live grass itself. Took a brilliant catch as well in the second T20. Michaela into the attack, and that's another gentle full toss smashed by ADR. So she has certainly come out here with a lot of intent, looking to be aggressive against the spinners. And that's the right approach. Cannot die wondering. Oh, it's another full toss. He's just struggling to land the ball here, Michaela Kirk. Required run rate still very manageable, to be fair. Just 7.7. But they've lost perhaps 2 wickets too many here. But back-to-back boundaries for ADR, 13 off 6. Could make this game very interesting. Change in the field. Cover sweeper coming into the circle. Oh, it's another full toss. And I think the umpire has let it go on the height this time. So I think Michaela, if she can just get one ball to land where she wants it to, I'll just settle her nerves. Get her into her bowling rhythm. Well, so far they've been all full tosses. And she's gotten away with one there, that's for sure. Huh? Even a warning coming in then. Thankfully, she's not bowling seam deliveries. That could be slightly dangerous. There it is. Now she's got it right. And immediately produces a fourth shot. Inside edge for a single. Current run rate still absolutely flying along are the Stars. 10.2. Rare dot ball in this over. 100 up for the Stars, right around the halfway mark. You do feel one good partnership would bring them right back into the game.
No ball.
Oh, it's another full toss. Well, it certainly hasn't been the best over Michaela has ever bowled. And it's another no ball. So a free hit on offer. That to the dangerous Alice Davidson Richards. We know she packs a punch. Drifting down leg, so need to bowl that free hit again. There it is. Got it right, but pumped down the ground and beats the long off. 22 runs off the over. Game on. 108 for 5 at the halfway stage. Just 69 required for the Stars. Can they do it?
Batting change, right arm. 21 for my end. No, that's 2 away from you. Middle.
Well, that one big over has brought the Southeast Stars right back into the game. 69 runs required of 60 balls. Teresa Graves into the attack, the all-rounder. So Kirsty switching it up here. Interesting, because Josie Groves was in the middle of a brilliant spell. Perhaps a change of ends. Pulled away into the gap and beats the mid-wicket and square leg fielder. Precision from Killia Moore. So the flurry of quick runs continues for the Stars. Early boundary in the 11th over as well. This game really could go either way. Smashed down the ground. One bounce over the rope. That's a clean strike from Moore. They seem to be in a hurry to hunt down these runs. And this is brilliant clean striking. Remember, they were 81 for 5. And these two have just piled them on. Oh, beautifully turned around the corner. Fine leg does well to get a hand on it. And there could be a run out. They ran the extra run on the misfield. Disaster for the Stars. And it's Josie Groves once again in the action. A brilliant throw coming in from square leg. And they desperately needed that wicket. Did the Blaze. Fantastic throw and good keeping. And yet another twist in the tail. The 6th wicket falls for the Stars.
It's weird because I have to call them batters. Possibly. You can't call them ladies or women. You've got to say batters. Big politically correct.
Talking about politically, we don't have that issue over here, but I know that there by you guys, there's like a pronoun thing, and some ladies like to call they, them, you. We don't have that. So obviously we don't have that in a Middle Eastern country, but
We have batters.
oh yeah, of course. There we go. Yeah,
Danny Gregory coming in at number 8. She can certainly bat. They still have Priyanaz as well, listed to come in. She's a regular top order batter, so certainly a very doable run chase even at this stage. Leading edge just beyond Graves. Goodness me, that ball just refused to arrive to the batter, getting stuck in the pitch. And you do have to doff your hat to Kirsty Gordon. This was an inspired bowling change and has produced a much needed breakthrough. Nicely bowled, right in the block hold. So just when you thought that the Stars were running away with the game, the Blaze have hit back.
Bowler number 6 is returning at my end.
So Cassidy McCarthy coming back into the attack. So spinners coming off from both ends. Interesting tactics. A beautiful punchy drive. And is going to run away for 4 again. Alice Davidson Richards continues to fight hard here. This is a stirring innings from her. She's come out with that aggressive mindset right from ball 1, striking boundaries at will. Well, this match is right on a knife edge at the moment. They're 50 odd runs away from victory, but have lost 6 wickets. Required run rate is very manageable, as you can see, just 6.6 runs per over. Pushed into the leg side. This time they're going to stick to 1. No running. No risky running, at least at this stage. But you do feel that the Blaze need to see the back of Alice Davidson Richards. 24 of 12. He's taking the game away from them. Attempted bumper, not quite coming off. Got that trampoline-like bounce. Cassidy has certainly had a major impact on this game with the ball and in the field. A beautifully bowled. That is the ideal line and length for this wicket. Not full enough to drive, just in that corridor of uncertainty. Well, it's anybody's game, isn't it? Danny will just need to support Alice here. Hold up an end. Well, that one absolutely died. Almost Reached the batter on a double bounce. That would have been a no ball, in fact. Just about got away with it. And you can see smiles all round. They realize, hang on, we could have had a free hit. Slower delivery. Nicely bowled and a tidy over from McCarthy. 55 needed of 8 overs.
Oh, yeah, sorry, thank you.
Fighting sense marking. No number. Fighting change.
Here we go then. Josie Groves back into the attack. So interesting, only 1 over for Graves. And you can see immediately that Alice has changed her approach, facing up to Groves. Very watchful. Perhaps required run rate is quite manageable.
And then backwards.
Gregory off the mark, chipped into the mid-wicket region. And you can see they're getting really deep in the crease to play her. That's a sign. They're not quite picking her wrong one. Very watchful, trying to play her off the pitch. Well, that's better. Big booming drive and equally well fielded by Groves. .53 required of 7.5 overs. Good looking drive, but there is protection. Well, what a thriller to conclude the 2024 Abu Dhabi Women's T20. Nail biter in progress after 2 low scoring affairs. Some stunning batting coming in from both sides. First from Ella Claridge and Teresa Graves. Pardon me, Catherine Bryce. And then we saw Ailish Cranstone with a fantastic innings. Deserved a 50. Kira Chatley was playing well as well for the Stars. But then a fight back with the ball. Thanks to Josie Groves on screen. 3 for 13. Magnificent bowling figures so far. Only singles off the over. 127 for 6. Exactly 50 required of the next 7 overs.
Returning.
So the skipper ringing the changes, coming back into the attack. She's bowled really well this morning as well. Going at 5.5 runs per over. Very tidy, accurate. but the game is in the balance. Quicker one, chopped away to point. No run there. Need to keep building that dot ball pressure. So far, Alice Davidson-Richards perhaps controls the destiny of this game. 27 off 18, she's looking well set. Danny Gregory fighting it out in the middle as well. Really has been a topsy-turvy affair. No one side dominating for sustained periods. Oh, good flick, but Graves very close in at short mid wicket. That almost carried, in fact. Pushing for two here, but the fine leg will clean it up quickly. Well, how long will they continue to just nudge the spinners around? Because that required run rate is rising by the minute. .47 needed of 6 overs. Fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, that's all done. Bowling change. Oh, let's see them back.
So Catherine Bryce back into the attack, took the new ball today and was treated quite harshly by Ailish Cranstone. Oh, well, that was the outer edge of the bat on that paddle. Just about came off. We've certainly seen some unorthodox stroke play, to say the least. A lot of effort done to pick up a couple. Rather a single. But that's been the approach to T20 from both sides. Consistently backing themselves to play those risky shots. Big appeal. Denied. Just whizzing past the outside edge. Good lines from Bryce. And good take by her younger sister, Sarah. Donning the gloves this morning. Punchy drive beats the extra cover. And mid-off will rein it in. Good looking shot there from Gregory. Another couple added to the score. Well, are we in for a super over? That would be interesting. And that might be very, very likely as well. This will certainly go down at least to the final over, I feel. Nicely bowled and equally well played. Very calmly pushing it into the covers for a single. Taking the single on offer. So far they've played Bryce very watchfully as well. guest in the comm box alongside me for the final flurry. Marie Kelly expected to come in. Oh, struck on the pads, another big shout. Maybe just drifting down the leg side. Well, this is going to be exciting for sure. 42 needed of 30.
New bowler number 21.
Teresa Greaves will continue. First over was not too bad. 9 runs conceded. And they got a wicket via a run out. It's a change of ends for her coming in from the far end. Alice Davidson Richards, 31 of 22. Danny Gregory giving able support. 6 of 13. Oh, here comes that ramp once again. Beautifully played. This is brilliance from Alice Davidson Richards. First delivery immediately picks up that early boundary. And that puts pressure right back on the bowler. Just a length delivery. And she took a chance that came off big time. Oh, she goes for it again. And it's been taken. Well, she tried to go for it once more, but this time picking out Ella Claridge at fine leg. Another outstanding catch taken. And that will put a smile on the face of my co-commentator who's just joined me. Welcome to the comm box, Marie Kelly.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, this game has been very difficult to choose who's in the ascendancy, but I think your girls have just come back into it.
Yeah, I think when you put runs on the board, it's always harder kind of chasing, isn't it? But to be fair, it's been a really good game, hasn't it? It's been really close, and never say never, because both teams are kind of mixing up their batting orders at the minute, so you never know who's coming in next.
Oh, absolutely, and yet another inspired bowling change from Kirsty, getting Teresa back into the attack. This partnership was just causing a bit of a headache. 139 for 7, 38 needed of 4.4 overs. I'm in the mood for a super over this morning.
I think the girls are finding it a bit hot out there. I'm not sure they'd be keen for a super over, but it'd be better for us, wouldn't it, watching? Yeah, it's been a really good game. It's been really close. They've been going at 10s most of the game, so a run rate of 9 required makes it quite exciting.
Well, you played both T20s on the first day of the tournament.
Yeah.
So perhaps feeling a bit stiff. How are the recovery levels coming out of pre-season, coming out of the off-season rather?
Yeah, it's been all right actually. We've recovered really well. So that was part of the point of the tour, was to kind of get used to what strategies work for you. We've been having sort of protein shakes, ice baths, going in the sea. That's been really, because it's been pretty cold.
Hang on a minute. I've been hearing you've been to the F1, you've been to the Grand Mosque, you've been to the beach, you've been here and there. This is the first time hearing of all this serious stuff.
We do it all. We do it all. You don't see the serious stuff on the Instagram though, do you? You see the fun parts on the Instagram. But yeah, after the games, we're pretty good with our recovery, and then we enjoy the afternoons and the evenings off exploring Abu Dhabi.
Well, get your captain's hat on here. 38 needed of 4.4. Who would you be backing? Well, let's say after this over, after Teresa.
Yeah, I'd back us completely. I'd say it's difficult because I think we're trying to give certain bowlers a bowl, so it's whether now the captain can kind of choose who she wants, or if it's been a bit prescripted. But I would say, yeah, Teresa's bowled very well today, so I'd be inclined to keep her on. Is Josie Groves bowled out yet?
She's got one over.
She's got one left. So
she has been the standout bowler for you
Yeah.
guys on this tour.
I'd definitely be giving her the ball again. Kirsty Shawley's got to come on herself, and then maybe Cassidy McCarthy can finish things off. She's got some lovely slow balls, Yorkers and the bouncer as well, which has been pretty effective this comp.
Yeah, she's been very impressive as well. Has a bit of pace about her, hits that seam, gets that ball to really carry through, and she has a bit of an aggressive mindset. She's sent down a few bumpers as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's pre-season, here comes the ramp again. The no-look ramp from Danny Gregory. And
She's got the end of the bat, didn't she?
Oh, absolutely. And, well, I'm sure you don't get these kind of dry, crusty surfaces a lot in England. You'd love to roll up this pitch and take it alongside you, because you bowled really well in the two games as well.
Yeah, it's a nice pitch to bowl on, I think. It just stays a bit lower, I think, than what we're used to. The pace in the wicket's been okay, to be fair. It's just a tiny bit slower and lower. And then everyone's just transitioning from indoor, aren't they? So indoor hard facilities to being out on a grass wicket.
Well, this has been chipped in the air, but it will land in front of the deep mid wicket. So, well, that's enough with the cricketing stuff. Tell us more about your individual cricketing story. Where did it all begin for Marie Kelly?
So I actually first started playing tennis. I've got a twin sister, so we'd played together. And then
Who's the better one?
I'd say
at cricket, I'm sure.
I'd say myself now.
And what about tennis?
Tennis.
It'll be a
tie
break.
Question. Yeah, pretty similar. We were quite different. But yeah, we played doubles a lot as well, so we played together. But then we played a tennis match against the cricketer's daughter, Trevor Penny. And then he said, if they're good at cricket, if they're good at tennis, why don't they try cricket? And recommended Earlswood Cricket Club.
And had you ever played cricket before that?
No, not at that
Absolutely
point.
no clue. What age was this?
This was about 9 years old.
Oh, okay. You were very young.
So he was very young. And he recommended Earlswood Cricket Club, which was local to us, that his kids played at. And yeah, we just went, loved it, didn't look back. So
wow, so your sister is a decent cricketer in her own
right.
right.
So she played for Warwickshire as well with me.
Wow,
all
okay.
Throughout the age groups. And then she actually was head coach of Argentina Women as well.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, so she's now working in sort of sports consultancy, but she did sort of 4 years or so as Argentina Women's head coach.
So what about you then? How did you get involved as a pro then?
So just through the pathway really. So I've played for Warwickshire CCC all my life, and then I actually played for Central Sparks as the regional team. That was the pathway through to that, and then when it became professional, I did 1 year more at Sparks, and then made the transition over to what was called Lightning Cricket, but now we're the Blaze. So yeah, that's my journey up until now.
Well, that name change has certainly worked. You had an outstanding season last year, 2 domestic finals. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a sore thumb whenever I breach this topic with any of the Blaze squad, that reaching 2 finals but couldn't go all the way. So the plan certainly this season has to be to lift some silverware.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've not been in finals before, so I think part of being able to win at finals is having that experience of getting over the line on the day. And there were a lot of challenging circumstances on the T20 day in particular. There was some great lessons learned, and hopefully just being in the final environment just gives us that experience to know how to get over the line next time. Or learn from what we did wrong, especially being in a final like this as well helps, doesn't it? All the extra game time just helps massively.
Well, I dare say you're one of the senior statesmen of the squad, relatively compared, as compared to so many academy products. What is the advice that you've shared with them that how to go about their daily cricket?
I think we're pretty big on, we've got a thing about being brave, being clear, and being really smart. So just keeping it nice and simple, almost kind of taking the emotion out of it, and reflect on yourself. Were you brave? Were you clear? Were you smart? And if you can answer all those questions, then we're pretty happy as a group. So that's probably just the biggest advice. But the youngsters don't really need it. So like the talent that's coming through is so good to see. Like the 15 and 16-year-olds that we've got on this trip have just held their own and got on with the group so well. So I don't think they need much advice from people like me nowadays. Well, an early boundary in the over, bit of an outside edge sliced away behind third for a much needed boundary here for the Stars. 147 for 7, 30 needed of 3.2. Marie, are you backing your girls to come through in the clutch? So yeah, of course. Always back our girls. I think it is always harder back end. You just never know what's going to happen, especially if you're needing sort of 10 off the last over or so. Wicket is a little bit slow. It's better. I think better wicket today than it was the previous 2 games. So I think that's been reflected in the scores as well. But yeah, hopefully
and also perhaps some of the cobwebs being cleared, getting out there on live grass.
Yeah, just a few. I think we saw it in the first game in particular, sort of a few mistakes and things, a few indoor cricket shots really that you've been used to on hard surfaces, and then everyone's just kind of finding their feet now, being back out on grass, and just bowling those kind of probably better lines and lengths. But yeah, I'd still back us here 100%. Still quite a way for the batters to go, isn't it?
3 for 20 on the day for Josie Groves. She's been incredible throughout this Abu Dhabi Women's T20. Perhaps the standout bowler for me. And bowled her. There you go. That's why Marie Kelly was backing her girls. Getting one to rip through the defense of Tilly. Courtine Coleman. A 4 for Josie Groves to conclude a spell. 4 for 20 in a 4 overs. 148 for 8. 29 needed of the last 3 overs. And on that thrilling note, Marie Kelly, thank you so much for your time and best of luck for the season coming up. I will certainly be following your progress. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been great. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So 29 needed of 3 overs with only 2 wickets in hand. Josie Groves, an inspired bowling change made by Kirsty Gordon, has paid off big time. And now this match perhaps is sliding towards the orange and blue. Priyanas Chatterjee coming in at 10. Well, one big over could certainly change the game once again. But now it's looking more and more difficult. Cassidy McCarthy to bowl her final over. 1 for 23 on the day. The numbers do not quite explain what an impact she's had in the match. She can still make a big one. Right in the block hole. Beautiful delivery. Just a hair's width away from that off stump as well. She has been outstanding. And Danny Gregory, 12 of 19. She's gotten used to the surface here. Now she needs some quick boundaries. Oh, a wide will certainly help. And you just keep going back to that second attempted ramp shot from Alice Davidson Richards. Was it required at that moment? It was a brilliant catch. That just swung the pendulum, didn't it? Down the leg side again. Well, these extras will make it interesting. 150 up for the Southeast Stars. It's been a stirring response to a big run chase, that's for sure. Trying to bowl as straight as possible. Turned around the corner, single to square leg. Well, Priyanas will certainly need to show some courage here. One big over will change the contest. Crucial 4 deliveries coming up for both sides. Big full toss, pulled away. Gets off the mark quite easily, Priyanas. 25 needed of 2.5 overs. If they pick up a boundary here, it will certainly make it very, very interesting. Bethan Miles is padded up as well, but she'd dearly like this pair to finish it off. Slower ball struck on the pads, beautifully bowled. They will scamper for a leg by. Once again, you saw it just grip on the surface, showing us all the tricks this morning. Cassidy McCarthy, she's got that block hold Yorker, that back of the hand slower one as well. Very skillful fast bowler. Oh, read the slower ball this time, but couldn't beat that extra cover. That will frustrate Priyanaz. Was well timed, but the ring fielders on the offside are very close in. Another slow delivery, punch down the ground. There is a long on in place, and they'll have to stick to one. Throw came in quickly. 23 needed of 2 overs.
Yeah, left arm round. Where's Terry? Just have a think about...
Bowling change, left arm round.
Well, a thriller in progress, and it's the captain, Kirsty Gordon, taking the responsibility in the penultimate over. Taking a look at the field. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on and long off in place. Attempted reverse, just the toe end of the bat, quick single taken. So Priyanaz has done her job, gotten Danny Gregory back on strike. So there is no protection. Square of the wicket on both sides. Oh, look at that turn. Very deliberately bowled into the surface and very slow from Kirsty. Brilliant economy rate, going at less than 4 runs per over. That is outstanding in a high scoring game. Flipped away behind fine leg. Runs here and it'll go for 4. Danny Gregory is made a match out of this one. 18 needed of 9 balls. A much needed early boundary in the over. Just straying onto the pads. Tries to repeat the shot, but this time the ball was pitched outside off. Tangled up was Gregory. A priceless dot ball for the Blaze. Big appeal, big shout. Denied. Maybe just straying down the leg side. They've taken a leg by though. Given as runs in fact. So maybe an inside edge involved as well. Oh, just about laid bat on it, did Priyanaz. Well, it's gone down to the final 6. 16 needed of 6 balls. What a match. So it's going to be Catherine Bryce entrusted with the final over. Experienced campaigner, Scotland Women's International. But she has been expensive this morning. None for 36 in the 3 overs. Well, let's take a look at the field. There is a long on deep mid wicket in position. The long off as well. Swing and a miss across the line. Good keeping from her younger sister Sarah. Standing up to the stumps. No protection deep on the offside. Will she look to clear the ring? Or swing and a miss again. And it's another priceless dot ball. This game is starting to slip away from the Southeast Stars. Firmly driven. Single picked up by Priyanas. Well, 15 needed off 3. Danny Gregory will need to go big. They need at least 1-6 in the next 3 deliveries. Scoops it. And taken at fine leg. Another brilliant catch. Ella Claridge. That's the second time she's taken an absolute stunner at fine leg. And that may be the game. Slower delivery, nicely bowled. But an outstanding catch by Ella Claridge. What a game she's had. Runs and catches. And Danny Gregory's stubborn resistance comes to an end.
Don't think so. I'm not sure. Just 2.
Well, it's down to the final pairing. Bethan Miles coming in at 11. And fair play to Catherine Bryce. The value of experience. Hit away towards wide-ish long on. They will pick up 2. But that'll certainly just be academic unless we have a no ball coming in from Catherine Bryce, and that's the first word Kirsty Gordon will be having with her. Do not overstep the mark. So final ball of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20. Cut away to cover point. Single taken. And that will be the game for the Blaze. In the end, they have just about defended that score of 176 and win by 11 runs. But it was certainly a thrilling game. Thanks to the fireworks provided by Ailish Cranstone with the bat. Then it was the middle overs comeback via Josie Groves. Incredible spell from her this morning. That double wicket over really changed the game, didn't it? Alice Davidson Richards tried her best. But after her departure, it was one hill too many to ascend for the Southeast Stars. But overall, it's been a wonderful series between these two sides. And in the end, the Blaze will take it 2-1.
Get them off, just one. Juicy hates it. Just leave one on there.
Yes, I saw the other day. One of the Afghan guys. Yes, sadly, little things like that.
There you can see smiles and handshakes all round. The entire Abu Dhabi Women's T20 has been played with a wonderful spirit. And even though it's pre-season, it's been very, very competitive. And certainly bodes well for both sides going into the English domestic season. A very fruitful and productive pre-season tour of Abu Dhabi. And we've been very happy hosts indeed to have them here at the Tolerance Oval at the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub. A wonderful venture of the Abu Dhabi Sports Council, bringing this wonderful pre-season tour to light. I think it's been very beneficial for both teams and both sides.
Thank you. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Simon. Simon says. Hello, what's happening down here?
It's not going well.
Really? Well, from what we like them celebrating, we sort of gathered. Well, did we at least get to?
Yeah, oh, I mean, we scored 148, but like they are cruising right now. They're like 6 something.
Starting well or starting terribly?
I mean, they're just playing well, you know, they're just very comfortable. We should have scored more. I think it's a better.
That'll be fun.
What about the match? Oh, the match. Should be a batter today.
Yeah, she scored Ella. She took 2 catches of Claridge. 2 catches, 57, and Hosey, like spinner, took 4 wickets. And she made 1 run out also.
No, don't believe you. Don't believe you. There's a bit of biasness going here. The previous one we gave to the bowler. I don't know. What do you guys think? I didn't think.
Well, just to summarize the run chase then, that is the batting scorecard for the Southeast Stars. Ailish Cranstone with a stunning 45 of 20, her first innings of the tour, and it was a good one. Was provided some support by Kira Chatley, 24 of 15, but it was Josie Groves who really turned the game. 4 for 20, what a brilliant spell from her, and 1 wicket apiece for Bryce McCarthy. Kirsty Gordon, the skipper, bowled beautifully as well. Look at that economy rate, 1 for 21, just going at 5s. And that is the match summary for you. A stunning half century, the first of the tour for Ella Claridge, 57 of 34. And that wonderful partnership with Catherine Bryce took the Blaze to a imposing score of 176, 2 wickets apiece for Phoebe Franklin and Tilly Coleman. And in Southeast Stars, they came also close, just falling 11 runs short. Ailish Cranstone, top scorer, 45 of 20. Alice Davidson-Richards played really well. A 4-fer for Josie Groves, setting the Blaze on their way to victory. So in the end, the Blaze take the series 2-1 by winning this final encounter by 11 runs. Stay tuned, we'll have the post-match presentation and the award ceremony of the Abu Dhabi Women's T20 coming up very, very soon.
have a nice little tournament for that. Yeah.
Awards ceremony for the 2024 Abu Dhabi Women's T20. A thrilling series has concluded 2-1 in favour of the Blaze. And first of all, we would like to thank our partners, the Abu Dhabi Sports Council, the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub, and Sporta Tours, along with the Emirates Cricket Board, for bringing this wonderful tournament to right. A round of applause for all of them, please. Well, first of all, let's call on the player of the match for a brief chat with us. It's going to be Ella Claridge of the Blaze. Ella, a wonderful half century, but those catches you took in the outfield, I think those were the true game changers of the game. Or do you feel it was the bowling?
Yeah, I think the bowling was really good. We had a little bit of a shaky start, but I think the bowlers really grew into it and they're really brave and clear with their plans. Ended up taking some crucial wickets in the middle there that allowed us to go to the back end of the game and win it.
Well, getting a Player of the Match award, is that going to be heavy on the pocket? Will you have to treat the girls to something special throughout the tour now? Something on the offing?
Well, I hope so. I haven't heard anything about this, but yeah, that would be lovely if it was.
And overall, how has the experience been playing here at the Tolerance Oval in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think the facilities have been excellent and the pitches have been pretty good, although there was a couple low scores early on. I think they've been, especially as we've seen today, a really close game, and it's been great to be here.
Well, it was a wonderful knock, and thank you for your time. Well played.
Thank you.
Well, a round of applause for Ella Claridge, please. The first half century of the tour and a match-winning performance at that. I'd like to now invite the runner-up captain, Miss Kira Chatley, if you could join us for a brief chat. Kira, a closely fought affair, but I think when they lost your wicket to that unfortunate runner, that's where the game really changed, do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, we got off to a really good start. Ailish hit some really nice shots and, yeah, got us off to a really good start. And, yeah, we kind of maybe let it get a little bit away from us to the back end of our innings. But I think on the whole it was really nice to see some of the younger players step up and maybe take their opportunity more than they would get back home. So, yeah, that was really nice.
And a brief word about the overall experience playing here at the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, the wicket was great, lovely to bat on. Yeah, we're really fortunate that we get to, spend our pre-season out here and play some good quality cricket. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Well, it's been quality cricket indeed. Thank you so much, Kira, for your time.
Thank you.
Kira Chatley. And now a word with the winning captain of the day. Please join us, Kirsty Gordon. Well, that was a bit of a nail-biter in the end, Kirsty. How did you manage to pull it off?
Yeah, it was, to be fair. A little bit etchy at the end. I think we clawed it back really well through that kind of second half of the game after the Stars got off to a really good power play, so it's nice to come out on the winning side.
And a brief word about Josie Groves' outstanding 4 for 20 on the day. What a spell.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Josie, she's really come into her own and had a fantastic competition. Don't know if there's a player of the series, but if it was, I think it would go to Jo. She's been really good and also starting to get a lot more clarity in her game as well, which is great.
Well, you led the side very well as well with some great tactical changes and, of course, bowling the penultimate over. Well done, and perhaps a congrats for winning this series, so to speak, as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll go in and enjoy our bananas now.
Kirsty Gordon for you, please. And now to present the medals to the winning side, that is the Blaze, I'd like to invite Miss Tara Greywell, Head of Marketing and Communication for the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub. Just to my right, if you don't mind. And one by one, Kirsty, if you could lead your squad to receive the winners' medals. 3 cheers for the Blaze, just over here. Then it's Ella Claridge, of course, player of the match. Josie Groves, 4 for 20 on the day. And perhaps the standout bowler of the tournament, like...
I'll move away.
Cassidy, outstanding bowling today from her as well. Sarah Bryce as well batted beautifully in the previous game and kept very well. It was a difficult surface. And my regular co-commentator wasn't involved today, unfortunately. Should have joined me in the comm box. Should have had a chat. Where's Lucy? She was brilliant throughout as well. Next time, Luce and Grace and Marie as well. I'll be out of a job soon if these guys keep going.
Did you have fun commentating? Thanks very much.
And for the coaching staff as well, please, if you would come to receive your medals.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't got a stool here.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's becoming a full house here. Love it, love it.
Okay. We're just gonna.
Thank you.
And of course, it will be Tara Grewal to present the trophy to the captain of the inaugural 2024 Abu Dhabi Women's T20. It is going to be the Blaze.
We can remove that.
We'll move. Can you get it?
Put the mic there just in case if you want to cheer or whatever.
1 second, I'll just remove that.
We're just gonna move.
Let's remove the pedals. Yeah.
So that you have more space.
Now we can really get stuck into it. All right.
Yay! Do you want to do a wrap? You've done your thing.
Well, there you have it then, the inaugural Abu Dhabi Women's T20 champions, the Blaze. And that's all from the post-match presentation. Thank you so much for joining us for all the live action. Till the next time. आपके नाम